shortstop Gazzo. He'll field and throw to first base inside. And the side is retired. So Levi Stout runs into his first jam of the ball game. The righty from Lehigh is able to get out of it as the Red Sox score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Well, to the bottom of the second here at Eldridge Park. 1-0 the score in favor of YD. You are listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Yarmouth Dennis with a 1-0 lead over Orleans as we head to the home half of the second here at Eldridge Park. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Firebirds. Logan Wyatt checks Groshans, and Carter Aldretti set to face the southpaw Tommy Henry, who dazzled in his first inning of work.
Yeah, he looked very good. Now it's Orleans' turn. Both pitchers were outstanding in the first frame. Then the Red Sox got a bit of a rally going in that second inning, although it's a good job by Stout to get out of it with just 1 run allowed. Now you've got Wyatt, Groshans, Aldretti, 3 hitters you really trust if you're Carter or Kelly Nicholson rather, and that's a part of this lineup that's going to have success tonight in order for Orleans to win this ball game.
So the Firebirds will try and replicate what YD did an inning ago and try and put up a run of their own. It's the first baseman from the University of Louisville, Logan Wyatt, digging in from the left side. Logan got the night off last night at Hyannis, but has played in 38 of the 41 games so far for the Firebirds, batting .303 with 4 home runs and 18 RBI. Southpaw Henry takes a deep breath, kicks and fires. First pitch. Fastball that misses low and inside for ball 1. Wyatt has reached base in all but 3 games so far this summer for the Firebirds. Standing at 4th place in OBP, 1-0. Fastball hit on the screws to the right side, gloved by Waddell, ranging to his left. He'll take his time and toss to Zuby at first. 1 up and 1 down. Here to start the bottom of the second.
And Henry's a guy that's either boom or bust through his college season, at least in Michigan. Really, we've seen that so far as well here in the CCBL. He's either on from the get-go or he's off from the get-go. So far through 4 batters, he looked very good, and it's Orleans' job just to try to make him feel uncomfortable. As we've seen throughout the summer, when a starting pitcher gets in the zone early on, that can be the end of your offense as you know it for that night.
So Jax Groshans will dig in. First pitch. Fastball that misses outside for ball 1. It's YD 1, Orleans nothing. Here with 1 away in the bottom of the second. Groshans digs back in from the right side. 1-0 pitch from the southpaw. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1. Groshans batting .270 with 3 home runs and 9 RBI. Michigan Wolverine rocks and fires. 1-1 pitch. Fastball that tails outside, and the count 2-1 in favor of Jax. Groshans has reached base in all 10 games since his return from the World University Games in Taiwan. Groshans batting .314 over that stretch with 3 RBIs. 2-1 pitch on its way. Breaking ball that tails outside, and Groshans with a favorable hitter's count at 3-1. Magnolia, Texas native, Big 12 honorable mention this past season at Kansas. Southpaw kicks and fires, but Groshans calls time in the batter's box. 1-0 the score in favor of YD with 1 out in the bottom of the second. It's been a season series that the Red Sox have cruised through so far, already clinching the season series victory, up 4-1. Henry kicks and fires. 3-1 pitch. Fastball that catches the outside corner to the displeasure of Groshans, and the count full at 3-2. Rising Jr. digs back in. Henry rocks and fires. Payoff pitch. Fastball that misses low and outside, ball 4. Groshans works out a 1-out walk, and the Birds have their first base runner of the night here in the bottom of the second inning.
Great eye by Jax Groshans. A dangerous pitch to lay off of with 2 strikes on you, but Jax, obviously the catcher tonight, even though it's only been 2 innings, probably feels like he knows Rick Antonio's zone pretty well so far and was smart to lay off that pitch and earn a walk.
It's now Carter Aldretti in the 6th hole tonight for the Firebirds. Will dig in from the right side. Henry will have to work at the stretch for the first time tonight. First pitch from the southpaw. Fastball that misses low and outside for ball 1. Aldretti batting .267 with 5 home runs and 17 RBIs. Riding a 7-game hit streak into the ball game. Trying to tie this game up with Groshans leading off first. Henry comes set at the belt. 1-0 pitch. Fastball that misses low and inside, and the count now 2-0. 1-0 in favor of YD with 1 out in the bottom of the second. The Monterey, California native digs back in from the right side. Groshans not a threat to run at first base, has yet to attempt a stolen base this summer. Henry rocks and fires, 2-0. Fastball that misses outside, and the southpaw falls behind 3 balls and no strikes. We've seen Carter go on some power surges for the Firebirds. He hit 4 home runs across 2 games. Also hit 11 long balls to win the home run hitting contest. 3-0 pitch. Fastball right down the chute, and the count now 3-1. Rising Jr. unstraps the red and black batting gloves and digs back in. Henry comes set and now checks on Groshans at first base, who dives back headlong. Nothing doing with Groshans over at first, with the Firebirds trailing 1-0 with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Henry comes set at the belt. 3-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. The count now full at 3-2.
Good comeback fastball that time from Henry, and even though he threw 3 straight balls, he still shows confidence pitching at the black, and that shows a lot for a starting pitcher.
So we'll see if Groshans decides to take off. Aggressive lead at first, and Henry going to check on him. But the catcher back in safely. Kenyon Yovan, the DH from Oregon, waits on deck. Seen a very fluid lineup for the Firebirds in the recent contests. And Henry checks on Groshans once again at first base, almost throwing the ball past Zubia. Good crowd on hand here at Eldridge Park, one of the best we've seen in recent weeks. Groshans running, payoff pitch, scorched out to left center field. Ashford ranging over, he lines it up. Groshans will have to retreat back to first base. And there's 2 away, but a hard hit ball by Carter Aldretti.
Just a little too high that time from Carter Aldretti. He certainly got all of it, but rough luck here at Eldridge Park. Obviously a ton of room out there in center field. It hung up for a minute, and Ashford was able to range over and make the catch.
So now Kenyon Yovan, the DH from Oregon, will look for the Firebirds' first base knock of the ball game. 1-0 the score in favor of YD, with 2 down in the bottom of the second. Groshans leads off first base after drawing a 1-out walk. First pitch from Henry. Breaking ball that misses low and inside for ball 1. Yovan, the two-way player from Oregon, batting a .167 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs at the dish. Just playing in his 8th game for Orleans offensively. Groshans extends the lead at first base. 1-0 pitch from Henry. Breaking ball that Yovan swings over the top of, and the count evens at 1-1. One of those 2 home runs for Yovan came against YD. Last time the Firebirds faced off against the Red Sox just a week ago. Henry comes set at the belt. Checks on Groshans at first. 1-1. Fastball that just misses low and outside, and the count now 2-1. Yovan, the first team All Pac-12 honoree. Spent time with Team USA before returning to play for Orleans. He's appeared on the mound a couple of times since his return. Now digs back in once again for the Firebirds. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball that fools Yovan, and the count evens at 2-2. Seems that Yovan's eyes light up when he sees the breaking ball, just can't connect. Kind of flailing out a little early. 1-0 the score in favor of Yarmouth Dennis, with 2 down in the bottom of the second. 6'3", 215-pound Beaverton, Oregon native digs back in. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball fought off by Yovan with Groshans running. He'll have to retreat back to first base, and we'll do it again at 2-2.
Good swing that time by Kenyon. Seems to be on the fastball, just hasn't been able to straighten one out yet. And As a DH, your only job is obviously to hit, so even if he isn't successful this AB, seems like he's kind of dialed in and will be comfortable the next time he comes up against Henry.
The Firebirds in a dogfight for the fourth and final playoff spot in the East Division with just 3 games remaining. Tonight at Chatham, and then home versus the Anglers on Thursday. That's all that's left in the 2018 regular season, and the Firebirds 1 point shy of the Brewster Whitecaps for 4th place. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count full at 3-2. So Henry really using that breaking ball against the Firebirds DH. As Jovan unstraps the all-white batting gloves. The Firebirds wearing their home white vests with red undershirts coming out from the bottom. It's the Red Sox road red uniforms with white pants. Gross shuns off with the pitch, payoff pitch. Breaking ball that misses low and inside. The second walk of the inning for the Firebirds. A good plate appearance by Kenyon Jovan. And the Birds have runners on first and second with 2 down.
And you said it, Josh. A very good battle won that time by Jovan. Saw some good pitches, was able to foul them off, laid off a couple pitches that were very close, and a hard-earned walk. And now it's time for the bottom of the lineup to try to produce with a base hit with runners in scoring position. That's been something they've struggled with all year long, and this is a big-time spot for the bottom half of this lineup to try to produce.
It'll be Justin Levy, the 8-hole hitter, digging in from the right side, with the Birds trailing the Red Sox 1-0. First pitch from the southpaw. Breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. Levy has struggled a little bit this summer, batting .206 with 10 RBIs in 31 games. The spot where he has shined is off of left-handed pitching, batting .320. Trying to pick up another RBI against southpaws, already 4 on the summer. 1-0 pitch from Henry. Fastball tipped to the third base side, gloved by Quintana. He'll go the short way to Waddell at second inside. A fielder's choice 5-4, and that will end the frame. The Firebirds score no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Well, at the top of the third here at Eldridge Park, 1-0 score in favor of YD. You are listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. YD 1, Orleans nothing. As we head to the top of the third here at Eldridge Park. It'll be the top of the order for the Red Sox. Zach Ashford, Brad Beasley, and Noah Campbell set to face Levi Stout, the right-hander from Lehigh University. Ashford, the center fielder from Fresno, will dig in for the second time tonight. Stout got the better of him his first time around, striking him out swinging on just 5 pitches. The right-hander Stout stares in for the sign from the catcher. Groshutz rocks and fires. First pitch. Fastball that misses outside for ball 1. It's the third time this summer Levi has pitched against YD. Got roughed up in his first 2 appearances. Stout kicks and fires. 1-0 pitch. Fastball broken, bat to the right side. Charging is the second baseman Steer. He'll throw on the run to Wyatt in time. 1 up and 1 down. Here to start the top of the third.
You mentioned those struggles, and a lot of those happened just in 1 inning, and that was why it was big last frame. He gave up a triple, then hit a batter in those games in the past. It would have led to a much bigger inning, but only 1 run, and obviously Stout wouldn't be happy with that still, but managing those innings and keeping it at just single runs is a key for Levi.
Now Bradley Beasley digs in. First pitch. Breaking ball tiptoed up the third base side. Just foul left of the third base back for strike one. 1-0 in favor of YD over Orleans with one out in the top of the third. We saw a ball that was in controversy last night down the third baseline that resulted in the ejection of Hyannis's Chad Gassman.
One of the moments of the year in my book. I mean, really, it was a memorable moment.
And I think what's most memorable about the moment is the underhand tossing of the baseballs onto the
Oh,
field.
certainly. You see ejections all the time, but to run over, take baseballs away from the small child that is the bat boy, and then don't throw them, but kind of an underhand toss.
Bowling, if you will.
Or it almost was like a cornhole toss. Really.
Chad Gaspin will try and embrace his cornhole next time out. 0-1 pitch, a curveball that Beasley's out in front of, and Stout jumps at 0-2. Beasley 0 for 1 tonight. Stout struck him out his first time tonight. One of 3 strikeouts for Levi in the early going. Cal Poly product digs back in from the right side. 0-2 pitch from Stout. Fastball check swing by Beasley. He did not go, and the count now 1-2. Beasley riding a 5-game hit streak, trying to extend it to 6. Red Sox already with 2 base knocks tonight. No for Orleans just yet. 1-2 pitch. Fastball fought off by Beasley, weakly over the Firebirds that got on the first base side. This trickles onto the hill as about a dozen kids converge into a circle. And one lucky winner has a souvenir, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
You mentioned this crowd tonight at Eldridge Park. I mean, this is very impressive for a Tuesday night. I know it's the end of the summer, but Firebird Nation really did show up.
1-2 pitch on its way. Breaking ball that misses low and outside, and the count even at 2-2. The Red Sox won, Firebirds nothing, with one out in the top of the third inning. You talk about the crowd, just 2 regular season games remaining at home. Obviously tonight, and then Thursday at Chatham at 7 o'clock. 2-2. Fastball lifted weakly in shallow foul ground. Wyatt giving chase near the Firebirds dugout, and he makes the play. 2 up and 2 down. Hit to start the top of the third.
Another good pitch that time by Levi Stout, getting Beasley to chase a pitch that was outside, and just a very innocent pop-up that Logan Wyatt does a nice job of calling off. Jack Scroshun's the only other position player that could have made that play. Calling him off early, making that catch seem very easy, like it should have been.
So Stout doing a much better job than he did the last time he faced the Red Sox. Just a 1 run through 2 2/3. Now Noah Campbell will dig in from the left side. First pitch from the right-hander. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. The story that Noah Campbell has had this summer has been quite impeccable. Batting .406 with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. Stout shakes off the sign from the catcher, Groshans. Now comes set 0-1. Fastball that runs inside almost clips Campbell, and the count even at 1-1. Campbell just shy of winning the Triple Crown in the CCBL. 2 runs shy of tying Nick Osborne, who was here for the Firebirds for the longest time, and 1 RBI shy of tying Zach Bierman. It's going to be tough for Campbell to get there. Just 3 regular season games remaining, but nonetheless, it's been an impressive summer for the rising sophomore from South Carolina. Ranking in the top 10 in multiple offensive statistics. Leads the Cape in OPS as well, and he's been all over the place. A .491 on base percentage, a .708 slugging percentage in 29 games. Stout will try and get the better of him here. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count 2-1. The other good sign for Levi in the early going is velocity is about where it normally is. We've seen Levi struggle with that, dealing with a couple of arm injuries earlier in the summer. 2-1 pitch from the right-hander. Fastball chopped off the plate, slowly up the first base line. But this ball is foul. We'll now do it at 2-2. Stout sat through the first couple innings, 90-92 with that fastball. We saw him drop as low as 83-85 a couple times ago against YD. It's good to see a healthy Levi, and he's put on a show pretty much besides a couple of starts this summer for the Firebirds. Not a power 5 arm, but has shown out multiple times for Orleans, turning in some good starts. So Campbell will dig back in from the left side. Stout looking for another 1-2-3 inning. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball that misses low and outside. Nice stop by the catcher, Groshans. That'll run the count full at 3-2. 1-0 the score in favor of YD. With 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Stout rocks and fires. Payoff pitch. Fastball chopped off the front leg of Noah Campbell. He'll hop and try and fight it off. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Falmouth Commodores absolutely giving it to the Brewster Whitecaps. They now lead 8-1 at Arnie Allen Diamond. So good news for the Firebirds. But Orleans still in desperate need of a victory themselves, trailing the Whitecaps by 1 point. As many times as Brewster can lose, Orleans needs to find a way for at least the tie the rest of the way. Stout shakes off the sign from Groshans. Rocks and fires. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. Noah Campbell reaches for the first time tonight. And the Red Sox have a 2-out base runner here in the top of the third.
And kind of like Kenyon Jovan's at bat last half inning for Orleans, that was a great battle won by Noah Campbell. Found himself behind in the count early on. Levi unable to put him away. And Campbell battling all the way back, wasting a few good pitches, and then earning himself a walk.
The Red Sox lineup that draws a lot of walks. They rank second in the CCBL in walks. The good thing for them as well, fewest in strikeouts. So Scott Pickler's got the offense working. Obviously, the best hitting team in the Cape as well. Zach Zubia digs in. First pitch, a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Stout froze Zubia the last time out on a fastball. Right-handed hitting first baseman stands at 6'4", 240 pounds. He's reached base in 7 straight ball games entering the night. Campbell leads off first base. Stout working from the first base side of the rubber. Now checks on the shortstop, but nothing doing. Campbell 7 for 9 in stolen base attempts this summer. We've seen YD be very aggressive against the Firebirds as well. The Red Sox second in stolen bases in the CCBL. Stout comes set at the belt. Kicks and fires. 0-1. Breaking ball that misses low and outside. And the count evens at 1-1. 1-0 in favor of the Red Sox with 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Firebirds trying to bounce back after losing 10 of their last 11 games. Orleans held that 4th and final playoff spot in the East for more than a month. When it's been Brewster playing some decent baseball of late and the Firebirds crumbling. 1-1, runner going, fastball corked out to right field on a line. This one foul and bounces up on the hill. So Campbell will trot back to first base, and Stout jumps ahead 1-2.
And you mentioned how Brewster's been playing decent baseball, and I think that's all you can really say. It's not like they're world beaters right now either. They've been beat up the past 2 nights. It's just Orleans' inability to win just one ball game. That's all they really need right now to overtake the Whitecaps, especially with the score where it is right now in Falmouth.
They only really need a tie, to be quite frank. That would put them in a tie for 4th, but the Firebirds have the tiebreaker. 1-2, fastball corked up the middle, and that'll split Aldretti and Gazzo, I beg your pardon, Steer and Gazzo, and into center field. 2-out base hit for Zach Zubia. The Red Sox have a 2-out rally going as runners on first and second.
This is where you need to be really careful if you're Levi Stout. 2 straight runners reaching with 2 away. This is a team that can feast given the opportunity, and now you're facing a hitter that really got you last time, so Stout got to focus in here for another big AB.
Johnny DeLuca, the right fielder from Oregon, will dig in from the left side. It was DeLuca launching that 3-bagger in the right center field gap the last time he came up, scoring the lone run so far this ballgame, with the Red Sox leading the Firebirds 1-0. First pitch from Stout. Breaking ball that misses low and inside for ball 1. We spoke to Kenyon Jovan the last time these two teams met. Described Johnny as an all-around great guy who's very focused on his craft. A 5-tool player that has fared very well in the CCBL. 1-0. A fastball on a line, but right at Logan White. He snags it out of the air, and the side is retired. The Red Sox able to mount a rally, but to no avail, as YD scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. What the home half of the third here at Eldridge Park. 1-0 the score in favor of the Red Sox. You're listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. YD 1, Orleans nothing as we head to the home half of the third here at Eldridge Park. New pitcher into the ballgame for Scott Pickler and YD. It's Gordon Ingerbritsen, the right-hander from Pasadena Community College, set to face Sal Gazzo, the switch-hitting shortstop from Tulane. Ingerbritsen comes set at the chest. First pitch to Gazzo. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike one. So Pickler electing for the side-winding Ingerbritsen after two scoreless frames from Tommy Henry. No hits allowed so far. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count evens at 1-1.
I mean, it really does make sense. You're up by 12 points if you're YD with 3 games to play. There's no need really to push a pitcher per se. You save everyone so then everyone's ready to go for the postseason.
1-1. Breaking ball on a line. Into right field over the outstretched arm of Luke Waddell. A leadoff base hit for Sal Gazzo. The Birds have their first single of the ball game.
Great piece of hitting that time from Sal Gazzo, just sending it where it was hit. He's not a power guy at all, but he is known to find a gap here and there, and a nice piece of hitting right over the outstretched glove of Waddell.
So we'll give you the final line for the Southpaw, Tommy Henry from Michigan. He went 2 scoreless innings, did not allow a hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So Gazzo leads off first. DeMarco digs in from the right side. First pitch. Fastball on a line, right to the second baseman, Waddell. He gloves it, tosses to the shortstop. Campbell on to first, in time. A 4-6-3 double play. A hard hit ball squared up by DeMarco. But right at Waddell, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the third.
A rough break there for Orleans. Pat DeMarco scorched that baseball. He absolutely hit it right on the screws, but right at the second baseman in Waddell, who was able to stay down on that baseball and quickly turn it over to a shortstop, Campbell, who made the easy turn for the double play.
The Firebirds were able to pick up their first hit of the ball game. And that's erased off the board on the double play. So now J.J. Boudet will dig in from the left side. First pitch, fastball that runs inside for ball 1. 1-0 in favor of YD. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Boudet entered the night batting .309 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. 1-0. Fastball that misses in. And the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Just 1 appearance so far this summer for Gordon Ingebrigtsen. He pitched just 4 days ago, going an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 runs, no earned runs, just 1 hit and 2 Ks. 2-0. Breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now 3 balls and no strikes. So Scott Pickler just trying to save some arms, just a couple days away from the postseason. The Red Sox clinching the outright lead in the East. 3-0. Breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count now 3-1. Boudet 0 for 1 tonight, struck out swinging his first time around against the left-hander Tommy Henry. 3-1 from the right-handed sidewinder. Breaking ball tipped up the first base line, gloved by Zach Zubia. He'll underhand toss it to Ingerbritsen in time, and the side is retired. So the Firebirds able to pick up their first hit of the ball game, but it's a race on a couple of groundouts. Orleans scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. What at the top of the 4th here at Eldridge Park? 1-0 in favor of YD. I'll hand the play-by-play duties to Braden Bell. You are listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park in Orleans, Massachusetts. 1-0 the score in favor of the YD Red Sox. Nick Quintana will lead things off for YD as we head to the 4th inning. Nick, the young man out of Arizona, hit by a pitch his first AB and was stranded at third base. That second inning where he did step up to the batter's box is the inning where the only run of the ball game has been scored so far. Levi Stout back out there, a very solid 3 innings of work from him. The Firebirds just desperately looking for a win tonight. The first pitch of the 4th inning, a breaking ball that misses low and away for ball number 1. Quintana, a returner to YD. Spent last summer there as well for Scott Pickler and company. He 200 with 6 home runs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Stout fires a fastball that catches the outside corner to Jack Scroshans. And the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. The story so far for Levi, tonight against YD that is, has been soft contact outside of that 1 triple. That is really the difference of the ball game right now. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball grounded down the left field line, foul. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Arizona Wildcat. Scoreboard update, Falmouth still on top of Brewster. It's 8-1 in the top of the 7th inning. So obviously great news for Orleans. 1 point back of the Brewster Whitecaps for the final playoff spot in the Eastern Division. Brewster Orleans, the only battle that determines whether or not a team makes the playoffs or not left in the CCBL. All the other tickets have been punched. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on over the top of a fastball. Quintana chases a fastball way out of the strike zone. And there's one away on the 4th strikeout of the night for Levi.
Now, Levi has really had his fastball working, really confusing the Red Sox hitters. Again, this is the team that strikes out the fewest in the CCBL, but Levi kind of carving up the lineup shy of that triple like you mentioned.
So Reese Albert now will dig in. His RBI back in the 2nd is the only run up on the scoreboard. Stout kicks and fires. A breaking ball that catches the strike zone on the outside corner. It's quickly 0-1 to Albert.
We talked about kind of the scoreboard watching and how it is only important if the Firebirds can pick up at least a point going forward.
The 0-1 pitch, fastball low, and yeah, it does only matter that way. And even though Orleans trails right now, as opposed to other meetings with YD in the past, you got to assume the Firebirds have to feel good about where they are right now. The pitch to Albert, another fastball right down Broadway that Albert does not pull the trigger on. And that's quickly 0-2 to the left-handed batter from Jupiter, Florida. So the Birds just need a win tonight. They could be back in 4th. The 0-2 pitch. A blooper that's caught by Salgazzo on the edge of the outfield grass. A good athletic play from Gazzo, and there's 2 up, 2 down in the 4th.
Yeah, Salgazzo known for his defense, sticking up to that ledger right there. A tough blooper into shallow left field, but Gazzo read it off the bat. That was the key for him tracking down that baseball, able to make the play look easy.
So Luke Waddell will now dig in with 2 away. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket from Loveland, Ohio. 34 games so far this summer for him, a .231 average. And the left-handed batter looks at a breaking ball low from Stout for ball number 1. Just 3 hits so far for YD, and that goes against the storyline so far this summer for the Red Sox against the Firebirds. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. A fastball hit right back up the middle. It's a 2-out single for Waddell, and right on cue, the Red Sox have their 4th hit of the night. The left-handed batter playing second base tonight gets it done, and Stout not happy with himself after allowing that single.
Yeah, Stout was not pleased with kind of that ball came right back up the box, right over the pitcher's mound. He tried playing soccer with the baseball almost, and wish he stuck the glove down to trap that ball, and it could have been a 1-2-3 frame.
So Adam Kerner will dig in the batter's box with a runner at first base in the 4th inning. Of course, last frame, 2 outs were recorded before things got a bit hairy. 2 straight base runners reached before Stout was finally able to get out of the inning. Levi would love it to be much more easy this time around, as Kerner, who is 0 for 1, digs it. A ground out to Salgazzo out at shortstop his first time up. Stout kicks and fires. It's another ground ball right up the middle. Same spot as Waddell, and 2 straight singles. And just like that, the Red Sox have a rally going with 2 away.
Yeah, that ball hit much harder by Kerner, right on the screws. Did not waste any time. First pitch he saw, took it right back up the box. And now Grosjean's going to come out and talk to him to try and calm down Levi, because it was just a little single by Luke Waddell, but you don't want to turn a mountain into a molehill here and have it go downhill.
The Red Sox kind of a rattlesnake offense. They can lurk, and then attack just like that, and you can see 4 runs on the scoreboard in a blink of an eye. As the top of the lineup, and Zach Ashford will dig in. He's 0 for 2, the center fielder trying to complete this 2-out rally. Back-to-back singles right up the middle against Levi Stout, who looked very strong to begin this 4th frame. Of course, another thing to keep on for Levi as he faces Ashford the third time around the lineup. Always a big storyline for a starting pitcher as a breaking ball catches the outside zone for strike number one against Zach Ashford, the young man out of Fresno State. So Stout facing the Red Sox for the third time around. In depth, something Kelly Nicholson and company desperately needs from the starting pitcher tonight for Orleans. A bullpen that has been used up completely almost. And with 2 more games to go after tonight, you would love if the pen could have a night of rest a bit more after they were worked hard in Hyannis last night. 0-1 the count to Ashford. Stout comes set. A breaking ball swung over the top of on a fine pitch low in the zone. And he's ahead of Ashford 0-2. Stout trying to escape this jam after giving up back-to-back singles. 1-0 the score in favor of YD here in the top of the 4th inning. Second to last home game of 2018 for Orleans. Levi comes set, gets the sign from Groshans, looks back the runner at second in Waddell, and now will step off the mound and examine a bit further. Of course, Orleans hoping this isn't the last meeting between these two teams. They're hoping for a first-round playoff matchup with the Red Sox, which would start on Saturday. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt, and the runners will advance as Groshans stopped it in front of him. But it was a dirt ball and a tough play for Jax, and now the Red Sox have runners at second and third.
Yeah, Groshans not happy with himself, not able to make the play. The one thing that I do commend Groshans for was not tossing that baseball. The runners were going to advance easily. He made the wise decision, ate the baseball before potentially throwing it into the outfield.
Sometimes doing nothing at all is the best remedy, and Groshans certainly making the smart play that time. Stout still ahead of Ashford 1-2, and now working out of the windup. Levi from Lehigh kicks and fires the 1-2 pitch. Fastball popped up, out of play foul over Route 28, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
And you got to wonder for Jax, a natural catcher, but hasn't played there since he's returned. It's been Phil Clark and James Free, the second behind the dish. Groshans getting back into the rotation. He's got to wonder if maybe a little rust is starting to wear off.
That certainly is something that could be the case. The 1-2 pitch to Ashford. Stout a high fastball. Checks his swing. The appeal he did not go around, says third base umpire Bill Fisher. And the count now goes to 2-2. Plenty of vocal expressions from the Orleans dugout. More of hopeful expressions, if you will. But Ashford, the left-handed batter, did not go around, and the count now is 2-2 strikes. Levi steps back on the rubber and will come forth with another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit well out to right field, but it is playable as J.J. Blade will coast in and make the catch in fair territory to retire the side. A good job for Levi. Stout to work out of it a bit of trouble. No runs on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the home half of the 4th inning. It'll be the heart of the lineup for Orleans. Spencer Steer, Logan Wyatt, and Jax Groshans when we come back on the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Gordon Ingebrigtsen back out for his second inning of work as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. Spencer Steer will lead things off for Orleans. Spencer, a ground-out victim to second base his first time around. The Birds just 1 base hit through the first 3 innings. Normally, given how the first 5 games of this season series has played out, that would wreak huge trouble for Orleans, but luckily Levi Stout has been solid, and the deficit is just 1-0 in favor of YD as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Ingebrigtsen First pitch from the sidewinder, a fastball in the outside corner for strike number 1. Gordon from a school that you might not have heard of before, especially out here on the East Coast, Pasadena Community College. Of course, in Pasadena, California. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena as Steer swings and pops a ball up. It's playable on the right side of the infield, and Zubia makes the catch right by the bag. An easy out number 1 from Ingebrigtsen. Of course, there was an all-names team released in the CCBL. And Gordon Ingebrigtsen certainly deserves to be on there, in my opinion.
He was snubbed. He was not there, but the only saving grace for, I believe, Zach Kaplan of Katuitt, who put the list together, Ingebrigtsen was not active at the time. The only saving grace.
His second appearance of the summer. As Ingebrigtsen kicks and fires, that ball butchered down the right field line foul off the bat of Logan Wyatt, who grounded out to second base his first time up. The Birds trying to get something going, trailing 1-0. Anyways, back to Pasadena Community College. Their baseball team plays at Jackie Robinson Field, the same location as UCLA's baseball team, right across the street from the Rose Bowl. The 0-1 delivery, a fastball up in the zone. It's quickly 0-2 to the lefty from Louisville. Ingebrigtsen, even though he is a sidewinder, he can almost go down as a submarine baseball pitcher or elevate at least to a Kevin Kelly style of sidearm. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside corner, just outside. Wyatt stays alive, and the count goes to 1-2. A Southern California boy at heart, originally from Sun Valley. It's a neighborhood of Los Angeles. The 1-2 pitch to Logan Wyatt. The sidewinder kicks and deals. Outside ball 2. Another good eye by Logan Wyatt, something we've been spoiled with watching all summer long for Orleans, as he is currently tied for first in the league with 27 walks. Trying to battle back after falling behind in the count 0-2. He's got it back to 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Ingebrigtsen. Inside fastball misses, and now it's gone all the way back full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and this is kind of what Logan Wyatt and J.J. Baudet want to see. They want to see that soft-tossing righty rather than a lefty that throws hard, so advantage for the Firebirds middle order.
The right-hander trying to put Wyatt away with 1 away in the inning. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that goes outside and high. What an AB from Logan Wyatt. We've come to expect it to be normal, but still a gem of an AB after falling behind 0-2. Watch his 4 straight balls, and he now leads the league again with 28 walks on the summer.
Yeah, Braden, it's obviously host family night here at Eldridge Park. The player's going to get awards on Thursday. I think that's the guy who deserves to be named the best hitter on this Firebirds roster. J.J. Baudet and Spencer Steer right up there as well. It could be split 3 ways, 2 ways, however you want to dice it up, but Logan Wyatt just the entire season has been very consistent.
So Jax Groshans will dig in. A tough matchup for Jax, unlike Logan. Jax, of course, a right-handed batter, and facing the sidewinder makes it a whole nother challenge. Jax walked in his first AB back in the second inning, and with 1 away here in the 4th, trying to kickstart this Orleans offense. Only 1 base hit so far. Ingebrigtsen comes set. The 1-0 pitch popped down the left field line in foul territory, and that'll drift way out of play for strike number 1. An Orleans team that is last in the league in walks without Logan Wyatt, who leads the league. Imagine where they'd be. Just another reason he's so valuable to this team that struggles with getting free passes. Comes the 1-1 pitch to Groshans. He swings and fouls it up on top of the Orleans dugout for strike number 2. Firebirds trying to get back on the winning side of things. It feels like it's been a while. 5 straight losses and 10 of 11 overall. A tough one last night in Hyannis. Birds competed for the first time in a while, but they were just unable to break through. Tonight it's been a pretty good effort so far from Orleans. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Groshans. Fastball back up the middle. It's playable for Waddell, who touches the bag himself, and a great throw and dig over by Zubia. The second double play of the night for the YD Red Sox ends the 4th inning on a 4-4-3 double play, and that does it for the Birds in the 4th. No runs on no base hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. A great double play ends the threat for the Birds in the bottom of the 4th. We'll now head to the 5th with a 1-0 score in favor of YD. The heart of the lineup coming up for Yarmouth Dennis when we return on the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Levi Stout back on the mound as we head to the 5th inning, and if you're an Orleans Firebird fan, if you would have told me that Levi Stout would be in the 5th inning in a 1-0 game against the YD Red Sox, you'd be pretty pleased. He certainly has been pretty good so far for the Birds, but his biggest challenge yet, facing the heart of the lineup for YD the third time around of the lineup. That'll all start with Brad Beasley, the DH, who is 0 for 2 so far for the Red Sox.
Yeah, Stout had only gone 6 innings between his 2 starts prior against YD, getting shelled for 6 runs, earned runs, I should say, 11 total. Now he's just held the Red Sox to 1 so far.
First pitch of the 5th frame, a breaking ball low and away for ball 1 to Beasley. Originally from San Leandro, California. And he has been a force to be reckoned with for YD. A 400 batting average for his first 20 games entering tonight. And a great stab by Justin Levy on a hard ground ball. Levy flashes the leather. And there's one away in the 5th, making it so smooth for the first out.
And that's something that's kind of been in tune of late for Orleans. Their defense has been pretty solid on the infield, especially Spencer Steer has flashed the leather multiple times. Now it's Justin Levy at the hot corner making a sharp play.
So it's Noah Campbell now digging in. He is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. And if you like drama in the CCBL, it can kind of become mundane, a league that's played every single day as Campbell looks at ball 1 low. Look at the batting title. You mentioned how he's in the race for the Triple Crown, but Campbell just barely became eligible for the batting title about 3 games ago. It looked like it was Matthew Barefoot's race to win. He was 30 points on top, and now he is 30 points behind as ball 2 is delivered low from Stout. It's all in the matter of how many at-bats you have, whether or not you qualify, and Campbell just became eligible as he pops up a ball to center field. DeMarco lost it at first, but then has a beat on it right out to center field. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th inning from Levi Stout, a guy who really prides himself on being calm on and off the field. And that has been so comfortable and apparent tonight for the Firebirds, closing the door on Campbell. It was 119 plate appearances that was required to be in the lead in the CCBL. He eclipsed that mark, and it looks like he, barring a huge run from Barefoot, will probably be the batting champion of the most prestigious league in all of college summer ball. First pitch from Stout into Zach Zubia runs high. Zach has 1 of 4 base hits so far for the Red Sox, a single back in the 3rd. Anyways, back to Levi Stout and his demeanor. He describes himself as a quiet kid as Zubia fouls a pitch off, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. A quiet kid that keeps to himself, takes the mound with a great amount of poise and confidence, and he wants that to kind of permeate through the entire team while he's pitching. Certainly has done a good job of that tonight. The defense has been strong behind him. The offense has only provided 1 hit, however. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Stout to Zubia. Breaking ball low in the zone. Zubia checks his swing. He did go around, says Rick Antonio. And now Stout has 2 strikes on the cleanup hitter.
The other thing with Stout going deep in this ball game, we talked about kind of the bullpen struggles and that some of the arms are tired. Stout's giving Orleans a lot of innings so far.
Stout fires at another breaking ball that bounces low, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zubia, a young man from Texas. Richmond, Texas native originally. The interesting story about the Longhorns, Zubia, a high school quarterback, there were 5 of them on Texas's roster so far this year. As the 2-2 pitch runs high and outside, so normally a quarterback in the state of Texas, high school-wise, is a very good sign. Zubia decided to play baseball. He's a big quarterback, 6'4", 240. Here comes the pitch from Stout, fouled off at the feet of Zubia, and the AB continues.
And it was a kid who almost didn't even go to Texas, was originally committed to play baseball at Tulane. The senior rising freshman summer, if you will, into college. He dropped that offer with Tulane, transferred to Texas when David Pierce became the head coach, and sat out 2017 because of that.
Stout kicks and fires, and Zubia battles off another tough fastball in the inside corner and stays alive, and it sounds like that might have gotten a car out on Route 28, judging by the crowd reaction. Always a risk here at Eldridge Park. Route 28 running right behind the fencing where we're situated to the left of home plate. Unlucky car driving by. Zubia will step out of the batter's box and resituate. Stout trying to work a 1-2-3 inning for just the 2nd time tonight. He did it back in the 1st frame. Working through the heart of the lineup here. It'd be a statement for Levi. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. Popped up yet again, and the good battle continues from Levi Stout to Zach Zubia. And we mentioned how he was a high school quarterback. He was a good one at Richmond. Broke school records in passing yards in a season and also touchdowns in a season. So he didn't just play quarterback, he excelled at it. Instead chose baseball. And here he is playing for the YD Red Sox. The two-strike delivery, another foul ball, and he's really battling right now.
Baseball has turned out okay. Obviously, in the CCBL this summer, played in the Northwoods League last summer, set a record with 22 home runs, 41 extra base hits, was a North Division All-Star, and the individual champion of the Home Run Derby.
All-around athlete with size, and you got to assume scouts love that as well. Stout trying to win this battle, however. Here comes another two-strike pitch that's hit well out to left center field. DeMarco on a full sprint and makes a diving grab. Pat DeMarco robs Zubia, laying out like a wide receiver to make the catch in left center field to end the frame. A tip of the cap from Levi Stout. And Pat DeMarco with an ultimate web gem to end the 5th inning.
What a catch from Pat DeMarco. Full-on sprint in the left center field gap, getting absolutely mobbed by his teammates. That looked for sure like extra bases, but DeMarco flew through the air and exactly the momentum the Firebirds needed heading into the bottom of the 5th.
What a grab from DeMarco. A bit of momentum for Orleans as we head to the home half of the 5th. We're halfway home at Eldridge Park. 1-0 the score in favor of the Red Sox. We'll see if the Birds can get the bats warm when we come back on OFBN. Carter Aldretti will lead things off for Orleans as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Carter 0 for 1, a fly out to center field his first time around, and looks at a breaking ball from the side-armed pitcher in Gordon Ingram-Britson as we begin the bottom of the 5th. What a catch by Pat DeMarco to end that last frame. He was on a full sprint, had a dead beat on that baseball from the jump, and made one of the best catches you'll see in the CCBL to end that last frame.
We talked about the defensive prowess of Brandon White patrolling center field as he has head home due to an injury earlier in the year, but now it's Pat DeMarco kind of picking up the slack in a very deep center field at Eldridge Park.
Carter Aldretti quickly behind in the count 0-2, and just a save-me swing, a bloop back up the middle. Well-positioned was Waddell for out number 1 at the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, I'm going to credit Scott Pickler and his defensive alignment for this Red Sox team. They shift pretty often, especially with right-handed hitters. They lined up the second baseman Waddell practically right up the middle, just a touch to the right of the bag. Perfect spot to grab that line drive.
So Kenyon Yovan will dig in for Orleans. Remember his great AB back in the 2nd. Battled and worked a walk against then starter Tommy Henry, now facing the bullpen arm, Gordon Ingram-Britson. Sidewinder deals the first pitch outside to Yovan. Kenyon playing in front of his family, of course. We talked about that storyline. His parents surprised him by flying across the country from Beaverton, Portland area to surprise their son Kenyon. What a summer it's been for Yovan. As the 1-0 pitch is outside, it's 2 balls and no strike. Obviously spending his spring and most of his year in Eugene playing for the Oregon Ducks, then coming to Orleans, then going to play with Team USA, traveling throughout the South as well as the country of Cuba, coming back to Cape Cod. Will finish the season and then return home to Oregon. Pitch inside a Yovan catches the strike zone, and it goes to 2-1.
Yeah, and that's not a short trip for the Yovan family at all. Over 3,200 miles coming from Oregon, and Kenyon was as happy as could be seeing his parents making the trip.
The dedication of many of these Firebird families. Matt Frazier's parents also in attendance right now, as well as Levi Stout's. 2-1 pitch, roped out to left field. It'll drop in front of the left fielder, Albert. It's a one-out single for Kenyon Yovan, the second hit of the night for Orleans, and perhaps the Birds trying to get it going here in the 5th. Queued up by a solid shot to left from Yovan.
Yeah, and this is something the Firebirds are in desperate need, is production from the bottom half of their lineup. They've really struggled with that of late. Yovan picks up just the second hit of the night. Now it's Levy's turn to try and pass the baton.
So Justin Levy will dig in for Orleans, the 8-hole hitter. He's been through his struggles so far this summer, flirting with the Mendoza line at just 206 entering tonight. He hit into a fielder's choice to end the second inning for Orleans, his first plate appearance, and he looks at ball one low and away from Ingenbritsen. So Levi Stout looks like he will take the rubber again for Orleans, heading to the sixth. There's no action out there in the bullpen for Kelly Nicholson and the Firebirds. Levy, the right-handed batter from Louisville. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball that runs high above the letters, and it's 2-0 to Levy. Kenosha, Wisconsin native. Trying to get something going offensively, not only for himself, but also for the team tonight. The parallels between wanting to have individual success and translating that into team success, obviously the same and same, as Levy, a very good AB so far, leaving off 3 rough pitches, and it's 3-0. Sal Gazzo stands on deck for Orleans. He's 1 for 1. He singled to the right side his first AB. Ingenbritsen trying to regain some control after giving up a 1-out single to Jovan and falling behind Levy 3-0. Here comes the 3-0 delivery, a fastball that catches the outside part of the strike zone. It's 3-1.
Yeah, you talked about Levi Stout, how well he's pitched tonight. This is definitely his best start since opening night when he went 4 scoreless innings. It's arguably his best appearance as well. He came out of the bullpen a couple times, tossing scoreless frames.
And against the best offense in this league, certainly needs to be mentioned as well. Here comes the 3-1 delivery. Ingenbritsen raises up to a straight-up sidearm delivery. He's usually down like a submarine pitcher, but raises up the arm slot and fools Levy to chase a fastball out of the zone for strike number 2. You get a sense this is a big AB for Orleans after picking up a solid single through the left side, needing to try to get something going offensively in the bottom of the 5th. Jovan, an aggressive leadoff first base. Here comes the payoff pitch to Justin Levy. Popped foul out of play, and we'll do it again full.
We talked about probably how happy the Orleans offense was to see Henry leave this ballgame, the left-hander. Levy, probably one of the few guys not happy to see the right-hander in the ballgame. The third baseman struggling against right-handed pitching this summer, just batting a .167 compared to .320 against Southpaws.
Justin in the lineup tonight. Got the night off last night for Orleans. Ingenbritsen comes set, looks back Jovan, and he'll throw over to check on Kenyon, who's back in there safely without a slide.
The offensive barrage continuing in Falmouth. Edward Julian hitting a solo shot now for the Commodores. 9-1 in favor of Falmouth.
Of course, not over till the last out, but the Firebirds have to feel very comfortable with that score where it is. Here comes the payoff pitch to Levy. Inside corner, popped up to right center field. Ranging over is Ashford. He has a beat on the baseball and makes the catch in the right center field gap for out number 2.
Yeah, good battle there from Levy. He probably regrets kind of extending that bat on that 3-1 pitch. Couldn't hold up, but again, it's this bottom third of the lineup for Orleans that needs to find a way to produce. You can't always rely on the top hitters every game to have their best day at the office.
So it's Sal Gazzo who will bat the 9-hole hitter for Orleans. Came into the game straight up at 200 through 30 games this summer. Singled his first time to raise that average above the Mendoza line, and will have to try to have some success batting from the left side as he looks at strike number 1. Sal, the switch hitter, hit from the right side his first AB against the left-hander Tommy Henry, but now switching over to the other side of the plate. Originally from Wallingford, Connecticut, is Sal Gazzo. Trying to extend this inning for Orleans. The top of the lineup due up next in Pat DeMarco. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Gazzo looks at a fastball up near the hands. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. We were talking about Jovan and his family's journey out here. Well, Gazzo's family story also very interesting. He has a twin brother, Paul. They started out at Tulane together. Paul decided he was going to transfer to UConn, and Sal stayed at Tulane as he pops up a pitch foul out of play for strike number 2. Sal says the first time ever they have been separated from each other. Gazzo staying at Tulane, Paul heading north back to the home state, playing for the Connecticut Huskies. You got to imagine that was a very strange moment for both of them. Twins playing baseball together their entire childhood through high school and the beginning of college. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Sal Gazzo. Inside for ball number 2.
Yeah, it's an adjustment, but Sal has really been kind of the beneficiary of the two of that change at the moment in the CCBL, one of the finest summer leagues in the country, getting a chance to showcase his talents to some of the MLB scouts for a guy that doesn't necessarily go to a Power 5 baseball school.
The right-hander Ingebrigtsen comes set. The payoff pitch. Bounce to the right side. Should be an easy play for Waddell. He throws it over in time to gun out the speedy Gazzo. And that does it for the Birds in the bottom of the fifth inning. Orleans is able to pick up one hit and strand one runner, but other than that, they are unable to do anything offensively. We're through 5 complete innings here at Eldridge Park. 1-0 the score in favor of YD. We'll stay with you momentarily. Our very own Eliav Gabay will be joined by Firebird skipper Kelly Nicholson in a 1-0 game. So Eliav over with Skip. We'll send it over to him here at Eldridge Park. A very interesting game so far. Here's Eliav with.
What are we on TV? We are on TV, on camera right there. All right, thanks guys. Skip, it's host family night. How important are those host families to these guys and this team?
Well, they're vital. If we don't have them, the league doesn't exist. If we all don't have a place to sleep, like I said, they're the most vital part of this organization. So it's great that we take this night to recognize those families, really good people, and I've heard great things from our players about every living situation that we have.
And Levi Stout has had a tough go against YD so far this season, but today he's really found himself. How important is it that he eats up innings considering how beat up the bullpen is?
Yeah, it's real important. This will be his last inning. He's at about 74 pitches, so this will be his last inning.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Skip. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Eliav and Skip. We'll head to the 6th inning. Johnny DeLuca will lead things off for the YD Red Sox. It's Levi Stout back out there as he continues to impress for the Orleans Firebirds. DeLuca 1 for 2 so far tonight. He had the extra base hit that has propelled the Red Sox so far. Just one extra base hit for both sides. A triple for DeLuca to the right center field gap, as he faces Stout now for the 3rd time and swings over the top of a breaking ball for strike number 1. So Stout, the right-hander from Lehigh, back out there for Orleans. Kelly Nicholson showing plenty of confidence, but it's easy to see why. Just 4 base hits allowed, and another great breaking pitch low in the zone. He's ahead of DeLuca 0-2. So Levi Stout conquering those demons of facing YD. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Inside fastball fouled off out of play. And we'll do it again at 0-2. DeLuca, a college teammate of Kenyon Yovan and also Spencer Steer, attends the University of Oregon. Struggled this past season in Eugene, just batted .212 as he looks at ball 1 low. DeLuca, a pre-business major at Oregon. His freshman campaign in Eugene was completed in May. He'll be a sophomore coming up in September. Stout ahead of the count 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. High fastball swung over the top of. Good pitch by Levi Stout. Gets DeLuca to chase out of the strike zone. And Levi continues to be dialed in. There's one away in the 6th.
That's now 5 in a row from the right-hander from Lehigh, and he is absolutely cruising so far, pounding that fastball. A right-hander starting to warm up for Orleans, but the best start of the summer continuing for Levi Stout.
It's Adam Erickson beginning to throw for Orleans, the right-hander from Stony Brook. Will start to throw for Stout. The first pitch to Nick Quintana, the Arizona Wildcat, drifts high. A breaking ball out of the strike zone, 1 ball and no strikes. Quintana, originally from Las Vegas, Nevada, had a fantastic high school career in Sin City. Comes the 1-0 pitch to Quintana, a low breaking ball that misses out of the strike zone, and it goes to 2-0. Nick with long hair, just like Johnny DeLuca, who just struck out moments ago. The luscious locks reach the top of the shoulders. Dark hair, number 12, with the stirrups, digs back in from the right side of the plate. 1 away in the top of the 6th. Stout delivers a fastball that pops the glove of Groshans high. And Quintana way ahead in the strike zone. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Quintana trying to get it going for YD, and he walks on 4 pitches. So the command issues for Stout troubles him here in the 6th at a base runner for YD after a 4-pitch walk. And that is worrisome with Reese Albert digging in. He is the lone player in this game on either side to have an RBI so far. And after that 4-pitch walk, that'll bring Jamie Quinn out to chat with the right-handed starter. Erickson warming up very slowly out in the Orleans pen. But you got to assume with each passing pitch that the leash on Stout becomes a little shorter, especially when he's missing out of the strike zone. He's done great so far. Has worked 5 1/3 innings, has just garnered 5 hits and 1 run against a team that leads the league in runs, leads the league in average, strikes out the fewest, and also walks the second most. A very impressive outing for Stout, to say the least. And you'd hate to see it spoiled here at the end. It is the bottom of the lineup, and that is the good thing. But all 3 hitters to come up against Stout have all singled against him so far. Kind of been flip-flop to what you'd expect. It's been the bottom part of the lineup having the success, and the top of the lineup really struggling against Stout. The long visit continues with pitching coach Jamie Quinn and Jax Groshans, and now it'll be adjourned as Rick Antonio walked out to break up the party. So Reese Albert will dig in from the left side. An RBI single, like I mentioned. The only run of this game so far came in the second inning. A shallow put out to Salgazzo his last time up. 1 for 2 is Albert. And with a runner at first base, you get the sense that the Red Sox will try to capitalize on this opportunity. A pitcher's duel here at Eldridge Park. And the first pitch hit well out to right field. Then it's going to go right over the glove of Spencer Steer. Being held up at second base is Quintana. And just like that, the pressure is reaped up a bit more. Runners at first and second and just 1 out. And right on cue, it looks like Kelly Nicholson will take the 2 steps from the dugout and walk out to the mound to get Levi Stout, who shakes his head.
Yeah, not hard contact off the bat of Reese Albert. Stout made the pitch, but just dinked in over the head of Spencer Steer. And just a great start by Levi Stout. Not too much hard contact all night. Really, the only problem he had was that triple back in the second that translated into a run. So Levi leaving to a round of applause, and well-deserved for the right-hander from Lehigh.
Like you said, Josh, well-deserved. A great performance from the right-hander from Lehigh. Levi Stout departs after 5 1/3 innings of baseball. It'll be Adam Erickson into the game for Orleans. We'll see if he can get the Birds out of the jam. It's 1-0 Red Sox here on OFBN. Levi Stout's night is over. Adam Erickson enters the fold. The right-hander from Stony Brook will take over for Stout, whose night ends after 5 1/3 innings pitched. And a very successful night for Levi, but a lot of it depends on what Erickson does, as Stout responsible for the runners at first and second with just 1 out. Erickson taking over and coming in for Orleans, his 8th appearance on the summer. Has just allowed 4 base hits so far through his first 7 outings, 2 earned runs, and a 2.07 ERA. This is his first time out on the mound in 3 nights for the Orleans Firebirds.
And a tip of the cap to Levi Stout. Probably his best start since opening night when he went 4 scoreless against Harwich. And just a chance for Stout to kind of hold that up if Erickson can get the job done. Levi went 5 1/3, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks and 5 Ks, but like you mentioned, Braden, still responsible for the runners on first and second in Albert and Quintana.
So you got to assume the biggest Adam Erickson fan right now at Eldridge Park, his name is Levi Stout. A lot of pressure here at Eldridge Park in terms of this ball game alone, but also, of course, the playoff chase. The Brewster Whitecaps being beat up right now by the Falmouth Commodores. It's 10-1 in the ninth. So that game seems to be safely in hand. That's a result the Firebirds need. But the Birds need to pick up a W for it to matter. Adam Erickson trying to preserve the score where it is, 1-0 in favor of the Red Sox. The right-hander from Stony Brook comes set. Here comes the first pitch to Luke Waddell outside for ball one. Erickson, a guy that describes himself as not going to blow it by you. He doesn't throw all that hard, kind of an interesting release point, and really prides himself on being a gritty competitor out there for Orleans, and has been very successful so far. Comes the 1-0 pitch to Waddell, a fastball that's popped up out of play, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Braden, I wouldn't take a bunt for a hit out of the equation for Waddell. He's got good speed. Justin Levy's playing back. It's the bottom part of the lineup for the Red Sox, a lineup that's been very good, but they try and play small ball whenever they can.
Scott Pickler, the manager for YD, known as one of the best game managers in the CCBL. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It is a bunt right on cue, but it rolls down the line foul. Good call by you, Josh. Just was not executed by Waddell, and now Erickson has 2 strikes on the 8-hole hitter.
You kind of knew it was coming, just was waiting for the right pitch to do it, tried bunting for that hit. And now with 2 strikes, the bunt sign will be off. And again, Waddell, not the best hitter at the dish, but picked up a single his last time up.
That single, of course, came against Stout. We'll see if he can have that same kind of luck against Adam Erickson with a runner in scoring position and 1 away. Big pitch coming up from Adam. The 1-2 popped up out of play yet again as Groshans gives it a peek, but we'll let it drift over Route 28. And we'll do it again at 1-2. A pitcher's duel between YD and Orleans. That is some unusual territory based on what we've seen through the 5 meetings so far this summer. The Birds struggling offensively, but so far it has been success defensively that's kept them in it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Erickson delivers, swung on and missed. Great start to the outing for Adam Erickson and a big strikeout for out number 2 of the 6th.
Erickson has been great so far for the Firebirds in his 7th appearance. Picks up another K. 8 Ks, 8 innings pitched so far for Erickson. He's doing well out of the bullpen so far. Final in Falmouth, Commodores 10, Whitecaps 2. So just 2 games remain for Brewster, but it's the Firebirds that need to get back in the win column themselves.
So the final 2 games for Brewster will be against the 3rd place team in the East, Harwich. The Birds will play Chatham. Adam Kerner digs in the 9-hole hitter and pops up the first pitch. It's playable in foul ground. Logan Wyatt called off by Jax Groshans, who can't make the catch. A missed opportunity for Orleans as out number 3 bounced on the grass right in front of the Orleans dugout. And hopefully that won't come back to haunt Orleans. And it seems like on many occasions in the game of baseball, that certainly is the case.
Yeah, we've seen that kind of happen over this losing streak for the Firebirds. They can't make what seems to be a routine play, and then the very next pitch, not even the very next batter, but that pitch, it comes back to haunt Orleans. Groshan's not happy with himself, but Erickson just got to move on and get Kerner out.
Kerner, the batter. Erickson now trying to pick up his catcher. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Right back up the middle. It's a gapper to left field. Coming around from second base is Quintana. And that's the game of baseball, folks. A mistake by Jax Groshans leads to an RBI double from the bat of Adam Kerner. It's 2-0 Red Sox. His frustration boiling over in the Firebird dugout.
Yeah, and that's just how this season has gone for Orleans, just a microcosm of the 2018 regular season for the Firebirds. They can't make the routine play, what appears to be out number 3. And then the very next pitch turns into an RBI for the Red Sox.
And you got a feel for Adam Erickson and even more so for Levi Stout. That run goes to Levi, who pitched very well for Orleans, but now is credited with at least 1 more earned run. The runner now at third base, also his responsibility. Albert at third, Kerner at second, and the top of the lineup now in Zach Ashford. The first pitch from Erickson, a fastball on the outside corner for strike number 1. And out of everyone for it to happen to, Jax Groshans, who might be one of the most competitive guys on this roster, you know that Groshans is definitely going to take the blame for that result, even though it's a play that just happens in the game of baseball. But it really is wild how often it comes back to haunt the team a mistake like that happens to. Erickson comes set. The 0-1 pitch outside and low. The first occasion that just happened recently that kind of draws back to memory, the College World Series. Arkansas, Oregon State. The Razorbacks had out number 3 and a national title in hand. It was a dropped foul ball. Oregon State hit a home run, forced a Game 3, and won the national title. Obviously a different situation here. Just a regular season game, but this is kind of a desperation mode for Orleans, and a run in a low-scoring battle means a lot. Ground ball to the right side, stopped by Logan Wyatt. He'll underhand flip to Erickson in time for out number 3. So the Birds hold the Red Sox to just 1 run, but it is a painful one. It's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Birds need to get the bats going here at Eldridge Park in front of a very strong crowd. We'll see if they can do that. Top of the lineup, DeMarco, Blade, and Steer coming up next on the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Two to nothing YD as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. Top of the lineup, 2 up for the Firebirds. It'll be Pat DeMarco, J.J. Blade, and Spencer Steer against the new pitcher. Someone the Birds have seen before, it's Brant Herter, the southpaw from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Brant Herter, the big lefty, 6'6", 240 pounds, making his 8th appearance this summer, the first time out of the pen. 2-1 with a 3.30 ERA. Guy that's going to throw the ball the low to mid-90s. We saw him and Eric Miller go at it the last time these 2 teams faced. The Firebirds, with that advantage, already seeing the southpaw from Georgia Tech.
And so now you hope the familiarity can carry over into success. Orleans giving up a run on a situation that will haunt the Firebirds if they can't come back in this ball game. It was a high pop-up right in front of the first base dugout, the Orleans Firebirds dugout, that dropped in front of Jax Groshans and first baseman Logan Wyatt on the very next pitch. It was an RBI from Adam Kerner to make it 2-0. Here comes the first pitch from Herter. The southpaw stands at 6'6", like you said, Josh. Fastball outside for ball 1.
And we can close the line on Levi Stout now. 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned 2 walks, 5 Ks on the short side at the moment for his 3rd loss.
Swung over the top is DeMarco. The count now goes to 1-1 to the Orleans leadoff hitter. Pat trying to have some success for Orleans. He butchered a baseball his last time up. It was just right at the second baseman Waddell. Led to a 4-6-3 double play. Here's a ground ball to the left side. Bobbled by the third baseman Quintana. And DeMarco will reach to lead off the 6th inning. A defensive miscue for YD, a team known for having many of them. A sloppy defense that's often picked up by their offense. The first error of the night. It's an E5 and DeMarco's aboard.
Yeah, 59 errors now for the Red Sox in just 41-plus games. That's not really what you want. Really their lone weakness as a squad, and we saw the Firebirds' defensive miscue come back to haunt them. We'll see now if Orleans can take advantage of the Red Sox error.
So Blade will dig in a lefty-on-lefty matchup with DeMarco leading off first base. JJ lays down a bunt, and it's a beauty, fielded by Herter. And a tough toss to first base in time, an impressive play, but a successful sacrifice bunt for a hitter for Orleans who comes into the day hitting 13th of the CCBL. The Birds are desperate for runs, and it shows right there. It's a successful sacrifice bunt for JJ.
Yeah, Orleans just trying to take advantage of the free base runner that was afforded to them on the error. They've got Spencer Steer, who hits lefties very well, and Logan Wyatt, arguably their best hitter, going to try and cut the deficit in half with an RBI single.
Spencer Steer quietly leading this team in average at .315 entering the night. He's 0 for 2. Flew out to first base his last time up, facing the lefty Brant Herter. DeMarco leading off second. Steer looks at a fastball that catches the top of the strike zone. It's 0-1. Pat with phenomenal speed, obviously. 9 stolen bags on the summer, so you assume a base hit by Steer would be able to score DeMarco. 2-0 the score. Bottom of the 6th inning with 1 away. Herter comes set, looks back to Marco, looks him back yet again, and now kicks and fires. Steer, ground ball to the right side, fielded by Waddell. And the throw over in time. The runner in DeMarco is able to go to third, but now it will require a 2-out hit from Logan Wyatt, who will dig in.
And that's the one downside with bunting with Blade, a very good hitter, a very selfless kid, but lays down a great bunt, able to move the runner, but you give YD an out and take that bat out of the hands of a guy hitting over 300.
The guy you want up in this situation would be Logan Wyatt. Even though it's a lefty on lefty, he is a pure hitter for Orleans. And the first pitch, a breaking ball outside quarter for strike number 1. Logan walked his last at bat, so he's 0 for 1. A ground ball to second base back in the 2nd inning. His other at bat. Pat DeMarco standing at third. The first time tonight the Birds have had a runner at third base. Here comes the 0-1 from Herter. Fastball outside, called a strike from Rick Antonio. A tough call, and it's 0-2.
How poetic it would be if Jax Groshans would be able to get in at bat in this inning to try and drive it a run, if not tie the game, if Wyatt could reach.
Herter ahead 0-2 on Logan Wyatt. The lefty kicks and fires. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Even Logan Wyatt. I mean, some would say that was his ball down the foul line at first base side. Logan was unable to get over there as well. You assume Logan or Jax, either one dying to come up with a hit for Orleans here as Herter steps off the mound and will wipe off the sweat.
And it's one of those things, if you're not a fan at the ballgame tonight, you won't see. It's not an error in the box score, gets charged as an earned run. Just a tough break for the Firebirds defensively.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Brant Herter. White looks at it inside. It gets off the glove of Kerner. DeMarco will not run, however, and perhaps another missed opportunity for Orleans as that ball didn't go deep past Kerner, but certainly opened the door. DeMarco just didn't take it.
Yeah, DeMarco hesitated, and that's what kind of killed his chance. The second he hesitated, was flat-footed, couldn't run to home after the ball kind of skirted a little further away from Kerner. So now I think if the ball gets away once again, you'll see DeMarco dart immediately for home.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Logan Wyatt, the lefty from Louisville. Here comes the pitch. Fastball low. And the count now full. Wyatt did the same thing as last at-bat. Fell behind 0-2. Worked out a walk. He's now worked it back full. We'll see if he can have some more success at the dish for Orleans. 2-0 Red Sox. Big pitch coming up from Brant Herter. The lefty comes set. Here comes the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3 called outside corner. Wyatt goes down looking. And the Firebirds strand a runner at third base to end the 6th. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the 7th at Eldridge Park. It's 2-0 YD. I'll hand the play-by-play duties back over to Josh White. He'll bring us home at Eldridge Park here on the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network.
YD 2, Orleans nothing. As we head to the top of the 7th inning here at Eldridge Park. Adam Erickson, the right-hander from Stony Brook, back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Set to face 2, 3, and 4 for the Red Sox. Brad Beasley, Noah Campbell, and Zach Zubia. Beasley, the DH from Cal Poly, will dig in from the right side. A quiet night for such a hot hitter. Beasley entered the night at an even 400 through his first 20 games. San Leandro, California native digs in from the right side. Erickson stares in for the sign from the catcher, Groshans. Now the rising junior comes set. Rocks and fires. First pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. Beasley and YD atop the East Division with 55 points. They've already clinched the outright division title. The Firebirds just battling to make the playoffs, standing in 5th place. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball fought off by Brad Beasley over the press box here at Eldridge Park. And Erickson jumps ahead 0-2. The Firebirds just 1 point shy of the 4th and final playoff spot in the East. The Brewster Whitecaps fell tonight to Falmouth 10-2. But with just 2 games remaining in the regular season, the Firebirds in desperate need of a point, whether it comes via a tie or a win tonight against the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox or Chatham, the final 2 games. Beasley digs back in. Erickson comes set at the chest. Rocks and fires, 0-2. Fastball fought off once again by Beasley on the first base side and out of play. And we'll do it again at 0-2. YD 2, Orleans nothing here in the top of the 7th inning. Just 2 hits for the Orleans offense so far compared to 7 for YD. The Red Sox lead the CCBL in average entering the night with a .286 team average. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted up into shallow territory, trailing towards foul ground. Levy, the third baseman, giving chase. But this ball runs out of play. And we'll do it again at 0-2.
Good pitch that time by Adam Erickson. And really, besides that one, obviously, RBI single from Kerner, he's been locating his pitches so far. And that's what you really need right now for Orleans until that offense hopefully comes around. You have to rely on your bullpen to try to carry you through this.
We obviously talked about the missed defensive play by the Firebirds just an inning ago, the miscommunication between Groshans and Wyatt. But none of that matters if the Firebirds can't score. 0-2. Fastball that misses upstairs above the letters of Beasley on the count 1-2.
Yeah, and I mean that's obvious. If your offense doesn't provide you any support, you're not going to be able to win a game with only 2 hits.
Erickson rocks and fires. 1-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Adam Erickson able to fan Brad Beasley, and there's one away in the top of the 7th. Firebirds pitching staff right in tune tonight against the best hitting team in the CCBL. Stout went 5 in the 3rd innings of just 2 hits and 5 Ks. Now it's Erickson through 1 frame with 2 strikeouts. Now Noah Campbell, the switch-hitting shortstop from South Carolina, will dig in from the left side. The Red Sox leading the Firebirds 2-0. First pitch from the right-hander. Fastball outside for ball 1. Quiet night for Campbell, 0 for 2. A ground out and a flyout for the league leader in average. The South Carolina Gamecock entered the night batting .406 with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball upstairs, and the count now 2-0. We talked about how great Noah Campbell has been, riding a 5-game hit streak into the ballgame. A stretch where he's hit .571. He's homered in back-to-back ball games as well, just falling 2 shy of the league lead. 2-0 pitch. Fastball right down Broadway, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. The big thing for Campbell as well, he's been a much better hitter from the left side. Batting .432 with all 6 of his home runs and 24 of the 26 RBIs. Just batting .267 from the left side where he's hitting now. 2-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count evens at 2-2.
Good pitch that time by Adam Erickson, who's just trying to stay in this ball game, going against this heart of the lineup. A lot of pressure on you as a pitcher because you know if you mislocate a baseball, it's probably going to be hit into a gap.
2-0 the score in favor of YD with 1 down. 2-2. Fastball that just misses up and away, and the count full now at 3 balls and 2. In the top of the 7th, the Birds in desperate need of 2 runs across their final 3 frames. They'll send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Jax Groshans, Carter Aldretti, and Kenyon Yovan in the home half. Payoff pitch. Fastball tipped in the glove of Groshun, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Adam Erickson, his third of the night. And there's 2 away in the top of the 7th.
Great elevated fastball that time. I love that pitch. Challenged Noah Campbell, even though he is a very good hitter. You know that your stuff is better than his if you have the confidence, and Erickson certainly does pride himself on that confidence he delivers out of the bullpen, and a great pitch right there for a second straight strikeout.
Now comes Zach Zubia, the first baseman from Texas, digging in from the right side. First pitch from the right-hander. Breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 1. Zubia 1 for 3 tonight, singled in the 3rd, but was robbed of extra bases back in the 5th, on arguably the catch of the year by Pat DeMarco. Erickson comes set at the chest, rocks and fires, 0-1. Breaking ball that misses low and outside, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. YD 2, Orleans nothing, with 2 away in the top of the 7th inning. Erickson just trying to toss another scoreless frame for the Birds to give the offense a chance. 1-1 pitch. Curveball that clips the jersey sleeve of Zubia on the left shoulder. He'll trot down to first base, the second time he's reached tonight. And the Red Sox have a 2-up base runner in the top of the 7th.
Second time the Birds have plunked AYD Red Sox, a team that really does crowd the plate. And I mean that in a loving way because it's a smart strategy, really. They have a lot of good hitters, and they're not afraid to own the plate. It's exactly what they do, and now it seems like we're going to get a pinch hitter. Or excuse me, pinch runner.
We will get a pinch runner indeed. It's Andrew Daschbach. He's one of the finest hitters in the CCBL. A utility player from Stanford. He'll enter for Zubia in the first base spot. The day is done for Zach Zubia after getting nicked by the pick, and it's Daschbach, who's not known for his base running, has not attempted a stolen base this summer, will be the pinch runner at first. Johnny DeLuca digs in from the left side. Erickson trying to get out of the jam. Keep the score at just 2-0. First pitch. Fastball that misses outside for ball 1. DeLuca 1 for 3 tonight, tripled in the 2nd. And came around to score on the RBI bloop single by Reese Albert. That stands as the difference in this ball game, with the Red Sox leading 2-0. 1-0 pitch. Fastball hit weakly up the left field line and fell, taking a bounce on Route 28 and into the forest, and the count evens at 1-1. DeLuca, college teammates with Kenyon Yovan and Spencer Steer. The Agora Hills, California native, trying to add to this Red Sox lead. Daschbach leads off first. 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, and Erickson jumps ahead 1-2. We've seen DeLuca turn it on of late for the Red Sox, batting .313 in July compared to just .212 in the month of June. The spot where he has struggled, though, is away from Red Wilson Field. He's batting a .182 on the road. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit to the right side. His Oregon teammate Spencer Steer gloves the baseball. Tosses to Logan Wyatt, but not in time, as the speedy wheels of Johnny DeLuca beat that baseball out. Some more defensive miscues coming back to haunt the Firebirds, as the Red Sox have runners on the corners, with Daschbach going first to third.
That ball was rolling so slow and digging all the way from first base. Off the bat was Daschbach. A great play for him to get all the way to third on an infield single. Very tough break for Orleans, and now the pressure really ramped up for Adam Erickson.
So now Nick Quintana, the third baseman from Arizona, will dig in from the right side. The Firebirds trying to find a way to get out of this jam, trailing in the ball game 2-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. DeLuca leads off first, Daschbach off third, with Quintana digging in from the right side. First pitch from Erickson. Fastball right down the chute for strike 1. So they will give it an infield single for DeLuca, hustling out of the box. So something that won't show up in the box score once again, if the Red Sox can capitalize on the opportunity. DeLuca with good speed on first base. 6 stolen bases already this summer. 0-1 pitch. DeLuca running, fouled off by Quintana, back to the screen. And now Erickson jumps ahead 0-2. Big spot here for the Firebirds, facing one of the best hitters in the CCBL, Nick Quintana. Has reached base twice tonight with a couple of walks and came around to score in the 6th inning. He's now reached base in 14 consecutive ball games, but his 6-game hit streak in jeopardy. DeLuca leads off first, Dashbach 90 feet away at third. Erickson ahead of Quintana 0-2. Right-hander comes set. Dixon fires 0-2. Breaking ball, cut on and missed, strike three. Adam Erickson able to fan Nick Quintana. He strikes out the side in the seventh and strands a couple of base runners for the YD Red Sox. The Red Sox score no runs on one hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We've reached stretch time here at Eldridge Park. 2-0 to score in favor of YD. Stretch out those legs and we'll head to a break here on the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. YD 2, Orleans nothing. As we head to the bottom of the 7th here at Eldridge Park. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Firebirds. Jax Groshans, Carter Aldretti, and Kenyon Yovan set to face Brent Herter, the southpaw from Georgia Tech, back out for his second inning of work. The Firebirds offense pretty dormant tonight. Just 2 hits, getting shut out by the Red Sox pitching staff. Groshans, the catcher from Kansas, strolls to the dish, 0 for 1 tonight. Drew a walk in the second inning, but was stranded at second base. Other than that, grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the 4th. Lefty on righty matchup. First pitch from Herter. Fastball hit on the ground to the right side, gloved by Luke Waddell. He'll toss to first base in time. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here to start the bottom of the 7th.
I like being aggressive from Jax Groshans, but if you're the Firebirds right now, you got to try to work things against Brant Herter. You got to try to get some base runners. Only 5 all game, one of those being reaching on an error, of course. 2 walks, 2 hits. That's the other 2 times you've reached, and so you got to be patient in there. You got to try to battle. Don't just go swinging at a first pitch and grind out to second base because you want to try to get it all back at once.
Now Carter Aldretti digs in. First pitch from the southpaw. Fastball right down the chute for strike 1. Aldretti 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to Ashford in center field back in the 2nd. Lined out to Luke Waddell back in the 5th. 0-1 pitch from Herter. Fastball that misses inside, and the count evens at 1-1. 2-0 in favor of YD. Here with 1 down in the top of the 7th inning. The 6th and final meeting between these 2 East Division foes. Herter wheels and deals. 1-1. Fastball chopped to the left side, past the third base coach Chris Constantine out of play. The count now 1-2. Herter, a very tough pitcher to hit off of. Stands at 6'6", 240 pounds. Pounds the fastball, an intimidating presence on the mound. The Arizona State Sun Devil, Carter Aldretti, manning left field tonight for Kelly Nicholson. Trying to write the script for the Firebirds. Monterey, California native digs back in from the right side. Herter ahead in the count 1-2. Here's the pitch from the southpaw. Breaking ball chopped to the left side, gloved by the third baseman Quintana. He'll throw across the diamond, picked out by the first baseman Andrew Dashbach, who just entered the game. And there's 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
Once again, just light contact. That's kind of been the story so far for Orleans. Even on the 2 hits for the Firebirds, they weren't exactly squared up, and it's really just been a no-show from the Firebird offense so far, and it's just kind of the story of this streak. You get good pitching, the offense doesn't show. The offense comes through, the pitching struggles. It's just been a struggle for Orleans to get both of those things going at once, not only during this streak, but really all season.
Now Kenyon Yovan digs in. First pitch, a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for strike one. A guy that's been a part of both of those sides. Yovan, a two-way player at Oregon. Has reached base both times tonight. Walked in the second, singled in the fifth. Just one of two hits for the Firebirds. 0-1. Breaking ball that Yovan's out in front of, swinging for the fences. And Herder jumps at 0-2. It's now 5 straight retired in a row by Brant Herder. With the Red Sox leading the Firebirds 2-0. Southpaw wheels and deals 0-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed strike 3. Herder with a nasty curveball gets Yovan to fish, and the side is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Brent Herder. Led to the top of the 8th here at Eldridge Park. 2-0 the score in favor of YD. You are listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Top of the 8th inning here at Eldridge Park. It's Yarmouth Dennis 2 and Orleans nothing. Adam Erickson back out for his third inning of work. Set to face the bottom third of the order for the Red Sox. Reese Albert, Luke Waddell, and Adam Kerner. It's been a quiet night for the Orleans offense. Just 2 hits, but the pitching staff has held up on the other end of the bargain. Levi Stout went the first 5 1/3, just allowing 2 runs. But it's been Adam Erickson scoreless since. Reese Albert digs in from the left side. First pitch from Adam Erickson. Fastball right down the chute for strike 1. Reese Albert, the bird watch of the day here on OFBN. 2 for 3 with an RBI single back in the second. A Florida State Seminole, originally from Jupiter, Florida, digs back in. Erickson comes set at the belt. 0-1. Fastball that runs up and away. And the count evens at 1-1. Albert, the rising sophomore at Florida State. Batting .333 away from Red Wilson Field. Trying to keep that trend going and pick up another base knock. 1-1. Fastball on the ground to the left side. Bouncing over the third base dugout. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 in favor of YD here in the top of the 8th inning. In front of 2,093 fans here at Eldridge Park. Very good turnout by the Orleans faithful. Erickson rocks and fires. 1-2. Fastball just tipped by Albert, and we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to credit the Firebird faithful for sticking in there. Not necessarily the best of times in Orleans baseball, but Firebirds fans not going away without a fight. They're hoping their hometown team can do just the same. Orleans just 1 point out of the 4th and final playoff spot in the East Division. Whitecaps lost 10-2 against the Commodores. And the Firebirds trying to topple the Red Sox. Erickson stares in for the sign and now comes set. Rocks and fires. 1-2. Fastball upstairs above the letters of Albert. And the count evens at 2-2. A right-hander begins to toss for the Firebirds in the right field bullpen. Orleans just trying to preserve arms any way they can over the final 2 regular season games. 2-2. Fastball fought off by Albert over the press box here at Eldridge Park. and we'll do it once again. 2-0 the score in favor of the Red Sox here in the top of the 8th inning. YD has scored 2 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. For Orleans, no runs on just 2 base knocks. 2-2. Fastball hit weakly into shallow left field. Salgazzo, the shortstop, ranging out, and he makes the catch for the first out of the frame.
Yeah, and you mentioned how the Birds just trying to preserve arms in any way they can, not only for the rest of this game, but to try to set themselves up in a positive light for the final 2. If you don't win this game, assuming the Birds don't come back, you're going to have to win one of the final 2 games and hope for Brewster to lose yet again to make the playoffs. So the pitching situation is really the biggest story as the Birds move forward.
Now Luke Waddell will dig in. First pitch, a fastball that misses up and in for ball 1. Kelly Nicholson, like he always does, posting the lineup on Twitter this morning, announced Eric Miller as the starter at Chatham. Did not announce a starter just yet for the final game. Could potentially be a bullpen day if the Firebirds can save the arms. 1-0. Fastball that misses outside, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Firebirds bullpen very taxed through the first 42 games at this point. Not too many guys available. Corey Giacone threw a lot of innings last night. Carlisle Kessler came in. Justin Showalter as well. 2-0 pitch. Fastball lifted out to deep left center field. DeMarco ranging back. Should have room out there just on the warning track. A long out number 2 here in the top of the 8th.
No doubt about it. Pat DeMarco had a beat on that baseball. Pretty good shot given by Waddell, but the talented center fielder who's already made a web gem catch of his own tonight made that play look relatively easy. He's done a great job all year long out in center field, and just a routine catch that time.
It's now Adam Kerner, who picked up that crucial RBI just 2 innings ago, will dig in for the 4th time tonight. Kerner 2 for 3 with an RBI single. There's Kerner capitalizing on the defensive miscue by the Firebirds. First pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. Firebirds trail the Red Sox 2-0 here with 2 away in the top of the 8th inning. Erickson just trying to toss another 0 on the board. Give the Firebirds offense a chance. Erickson rocks and fires 0-1. Fastball pops up in the right side of the infield. The first baseman Logan Wyatt calling for the baseball. 2 hands in the air, and he makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Adam Erickson, I beg your pardon. Fantastic job for the right-hander from Stony Brook, able to give Orleans some quality innings out of the bullpen. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Firebirds. Justin Levy, Sal Gazzo, and Pat DeMarco to bat in the bottom half. You're listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Orleans in desperate need of a rally with the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox leading the Orleans Firebirds 2-0 as we head to the home half of the 8th here at Eldridge Park. 8-9-1 for the Firebirds. Justin Levy, Sal Gazzo, and Pat DeMarco set to face the new arm into the ballgame. Braden Fink, the southpaw from Oklahoma. Fink making his 12th appearance out of the bullpen for Scott Pickler. 1-1 with a 2.29 ERA across 19 2/3 innings pitched. Orleans just with 2 hits offensively tonight. In desperate need to try and put a couple runs on the scoreboard. Trailing the Red Sox and the Firebirds trail in general. The Brewster Whitecaps for the 4th and final playoff spot in the East Division by just 1 point. Levy, the 8-hole hitter, digs in from the right side. Manning third base tonight for the Orleans Firebirds. Fink comes set at the belt. First pitch from the southpaw. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. Fink with a very interesting setup to his windup. Holds the ball in the left hand, practically grazing the dirt. Comes to a full squat, then comes set at the chest before lowering the arms to the belt. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses outside, and the count evens at 1-1. Justin Levy, the batter at the dish for the Firebirds, 0 for 2. Orleans just trying to put together a couple of base hits down their final 6 outs. 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. And Fink jumps ahead 0-2. Couple of defensive changes to let you know about. Quinn Cotton enters the ballgame. He'll play left field. Christian Koss comes in for Reese Albert. He'll be at shortstop. And Braden Fink, the new arm, on the mound. 1-2 pitch from the southpaw. Breaking ball that forces Levy to chase. The throw down from the catcher, Kerner to Dashbach inside. 4 pitches just from the southpaw retires Justin Levy on strikes.
And another tough break for Levy, who continues to really struggle at the dish for Orleans. Just hasn't looked comfortable in the batter's box tonight. And a great start to the night for Fink, who's in there, try to pick up the hold. And, you know, if you're Orleans, nothing's really been going your way offensively. You just got to try to get a base runner board to make even a threat mounted.
Now Sal Gazzo will dig in. First pitch, fastball that misses low and inside for ball 1. Gazzo, the switch hitting shortstop from Tulane, 1 for 2 today. One of 2 hits for the Firebirds, who have yet to have a base runner since the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch from the southpaw. Fastball chopped weakly up the third baseline. The shortstop Koss coming on, bare hands it, throws to first, in time! What a play by Christian Koss to come in to make that play all the way with the bare hand to throw out the speedy Gazzo.
What a play. Like you said, bare hand on the run. Welcome into the ball game. That's the first ball you see all night long, and you make that play look routine. That's a pro play right there from Koss, and a great, great job by the newly insured shortstop.
The Firebirds cannot get anything to go their way tonight. No ball bouncing in the Firebirds' direction. Now the leadoff hitter, Pat DeMarco, digs in. First pitch, a breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 1. 2-0 in favor of YD, a game they've controlled from the get-go. It's not the usual slugfest we're used to seeing between these two sides. Just 2 combined runs. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses outside, and the count evens at 1-1. Fink making his 12th appearance of the summer, trying to shut down the Firebirds. 1-1. Fastball upstairs, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
If you're Pat DeMarco right now, you just got to try to get on base any way possible. You're heading the count 2-1. You got to just calm down. If it's a walk, it's a walk. You just got to get a base runner right now if you're Orleans.
DeMarco has drawn 3 walks in the last 2 games for Orleans. 2-1 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, and the count evens at 2-2. 2-0 the score in favor of YD with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. DeMarco trying to reach for the 2nd time tonight. Leadoff hitter manning center field tonight from Vanderbilt University. 2-2. Fastball upstairs, and the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pat has reached base in 7 straight games, trying to pass the baton to his Commodore teammate, J.J. Blade, who waits on deck. Southpaw comes set at the belt. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball that's fought off by DeMarco. Deposited into the Yarmouth Dennis dugout on the third base side. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Pat has continued to put together better at-bats in recent games for the Firebirds. Just trying to draw a walk. It would just be the fourth of the night for Orleans offense. Southpaw with his unconventional routine comes set. Payoff pitch. Fastball up and away, ball 4. Pat DeMarco works out a 2-out walk. And the right fielder from Vanderbilt, J.J. Boudet, will stroll to the plate representing the tying run.
That's the base runner you needed for Orleans. Now you're in business. So you've got one of your best hitters at the plate against a lefty in Fink. And you're going to trust your guy to beat theirs. And that's the only thing Orleans could have asked for here, is to get the tying run up to the dish, and here it is.
Boudet representing the tying run. YD 2, Orleans nothing. Here with 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch. Breaking ball on the inside corner, called strike 1. Quiet night for JJ at the dish. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up. DeMarco with good speed leads off first base. Lefty on lefty matchup. Fink dangling the ball in the air, now comes set at the belt. 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen by Boudet, and Fink jumps ahead 0-2. This has been a spot where JJ has thrived for the Firebirds, batting .364 with runners on base. Trying to give Orleans their first tally of the ball game, trailing 2-0. 0-2 pitch. Fastball fought off, deposited out of play down the third base side into the forest over Route 28, and we'll do it again at 0-2. This could be the ball game here for the Firebirds. Just 2 hits all night for Orleans, 4 walks, trailing the Red Sox 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. DeMarco with good speed at first base. He's got 9 stolen bases. That's tied for 5th in the CCBL. They're going to rely on one of their best hitters to try and deliver for Orleans. Lefty on lefty matchup. Fink dangling the ball just above the dirt line. Now comes set. 0-2. Breaking ball check swing by Boudet. He did not go around. And maybe the Firebirds catch a break right there, and the count now 1-2.
Very big break, as JJ wanted that pitch, but a good job just barely to hold up. Kind of surprised that it didn't appeal.
Boudet going to try and reach for the 7th consecutive ball game. Boudet takes his lead off first base. Beg your pardon, DeMarco. 1-2. Fastball that runs inside, and the count evens at 2-2. 2-0 in favor of Yarmouth Dennis, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Firebirds hoping for their first rally of the night right here. Big time spot with their number 2 hole hitter digging in. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball that misses outside, and now the count full at 3-2. And that will allow Pat DeMarco to get a head start off first base.
Heck of an AB right now for J.J. Boudet. Disciplined enough to see 3 balls, but yet battling enough to stay in the head of Fink that he's a threat to try to hit a double. And a ball in the gap, like you said, with the runner going, this could tie the game.
Bottom of the 8th inning. YD 2, Orleans nothing. 2 outs. DeMarco off with the pitch. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Fink overpowers Boudet with the heater, and the Firebirds cannot bring a run across. Orleans scores no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 run left on base. What at the top of the 9th here at Eldridge Park. 2-0 to score in favor of YD. You are listening to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Top of the ninth, we go here at Eldridge Park. It's YD2, Orleans nothing. At the top of the order coming up for the Red Sox, Zach Ashford, Brad Beasley, and Quinn Cotton set to face the Firebirds closer in a non-save situation. Aaron Oceanbine, the right-hander from Eastern Kentucky. We'll give you the final line on Adam Erickson, who shined for the Birds out of the bullpen. 2 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 Ks. Oceanbine wheels and deals. First pitch to Ashford. Fastball right down the chute for strike one. Quiet night for Zach Ashford. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout.
And you mentioned how it's not a save situation, but it almost is. I mean, you're down by 2 runs. You can't allow another run to come across here.
0-1 pitch. Fastball that misses outside and bounces to the backstop just on the third base side right in front of us. The count evens at 1-1. Firebirds down by 2 runs, just only 2 hits for Orleans tonight. They'll have the heart of the lineup up in the bottom half. 1-1 pitch. Fastball that just misses up and away. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Spencer Steer, Logan Wyatt, and Jax Groshans, some of the most reliable hitters on this Firebird roster. Going to try and pull back and tie this game up. 2-1 pitch from Oceanbine. Fastball lifted down the left field line and foul. That'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oceanbine entered the day leading the league in strikeouts per 9. 16.5 Ks per 9 innings, 36 of them in 19 2/3. Oceanbine kicks and fires. 2-2. Fastball up and away, and the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not only is Oceanbine leading the league in strikeouts per 9, just second in the CCBL, only behind Chatham's Alec Manoa. Oceanbine kicks and fires. Payoff pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Aaron Oceanbine blows the heater past Zach Ashford, and there's 1 down in the top of the 9th.
What do you know? Aaron Oceanbine coming in and striking out the first batter. I feel like I've seen that movie once or twice or maybe like 16 times. His 17th appearance tonight, and he's just been so good all summer long, continuing that there.
Mr. Reliable out of the pen for the Firebirds. He'll now face Brad Beasley, the DH from Cal Poly. It's YD2, Orleans nothing with 1 out in the top of the 9th. First pitch from Oceanbine. Fastball that misses low and inside for ball 1. Not much production from the top of the lineup for the Armith Dennis Red Sox. Ashford now 0 for 5. Beasley 0 for 4 himself with 2 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch from the right-hander. Fastball that just misses outside, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Orleans just trying to keep the Red Sox off the board more. Orleans trailing 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Fastball that runs outside, and now Oceanbine falls behind 3 balls and no strikes. Rare to see Oceanbine fall behind a hitter 3-0. The right-hander going to try and battle back. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Got now 3 balls and 1 strike. Quinn Cotton, the left fielder from Grand Canyon University, waits on deck for his first plate appearance of the night. Cotton came in as a defensive replacement for the Red Sox. 3-1 pitch, cut on and missed, and the count now full at 3-2. So Oceanbine will try and rack up a couple of strikeouts here. Beasley, the DH, digs back in from the right side. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball upstairs, just above the letters of Beasley. And Beasley draws a 1-out walk here in the top of the 9th.
Just more pressure on Oceanbine now, has to go out of the stretch, and now you face 2 very dangerous hitters coming up in both their first plate appearances tonight.
So Quinn Cotton, the left fielder from Grand Canyon University, will dig in from the right side, with the Red Sox leading the Firebirds 2-0. Cotton has been a thorn in the side of Orleans this summer. First pitch, fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. Cotton 6 for 15. That's good for a .400 average against the Firebirds, with 2 extra base hits and 4 RBIs in 5 games played. Cotton batting .290 with 21 RBIs this summer. 0-1 pitch. Fastball spiked in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Groshans, runner going, throw down to Gazzo Sales, and Beasley slides into second base safely. Groshans was able to track down that baseball, but the throw went above Gazzo and allowed Beasley to slide in safely.
Tough break there. That ball stopped by Jackson. Then he almost seemed surprised that the runner was going to second base, kind of hesitated for a moment. He has an absolute cannon, but that hesitation led to Beasley being able to steal that bag.
So Oceanbine will try and battle back, level in the count at 1-1 strike. The 8th time tonight that the Red Sox have put a runner in scoring position, with Beasley advancing on the pass ball. 1-1 from Oceanbine. Fastball cut on and missed, and Oceanbine jumps ahead 1-2. It's YD2, Orleans nothing, here with one out in the top of the 9th inning. Again, the Firebirds will have the heart of their lineup coming up in the home half. Spencer Steer, Logan Wyatt, and Jax Groshans. Long stare in for the right-hander from Eastern Kentucky. Oceanbine asks for the signs once again from Groshans. Now comes set. 1-2 pitch. Fastball that misses low and outside. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cotton batting .311 with 21 RBIs this summer with the runners on base. Trying to deliver RBI 22 right here. 2-2 from Oceanbine. Fastball that ties up Quinn Cotton, strike 3. He couldn't hold up on the heater outside the zone. And there's 2 down via the strikeout in the top of the 9th.
Good elevated fastball. That's what you got to do sometimes against a very aggressive hitter like Quinn Cotton. You got to elevate the fastball, try to get him to chase, and it pays off there for the second K for Oceanbine.
Now, Andrew Daschbach, who came in as a pinch runner in the 7th inning, will dig in for his first plate appearance tonight. Daschbach, a Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star, batting .298 with 5 home runs and 23 RBIs. First pitch from Oceanbine. Fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Daschbach, the rising junior at Stanford, trying to get a hit off the rising redshirt senior from Eastern Kentucky. 1-0 pitch on its way from Oceanbine. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1. 2-0 in favor of YD with 2 away in the top of the 9th inning. Brad Beasley leading off second base after advancing on the pass ball. Cal Poly product has good speed and has an aggressive lead off of the second base bat. Long stare in from the closer Oceanbine, who now asks for the signs once again from Groshans. And the right-hander steps off the rubber, grabs some dirt. Eastern Kentucky product steps back on from the first base side. Beasley leads off second base, and now Groshans, the catcher, will come out and have a word to get on the same page.
Yes, obviously a big moment. You don't want to cross up your catcher or vice versa, so it's better to be safe than sorry with a runner at second base and 2 away.
Firebirds trying to find a way to keep the best hitting team in the CCBL to just 2 runs, but it's their offense that has not held up the other end of the bargain. Orleans with no runs on 2 hits. The Firebirds holding the Red Sox to just 2 runs. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses low and outside, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Daschbach, a Pac-12 all-conference team member this past season for the Stanford Cardinal. 6'3", 225-pound first baseman from Atherton, California, digs back in from the right side. Beasley leads off second base. 2-1 pitch. Fastball spiked in the dirt, backhanded by the catcher, Groshans. And now Oceanbine falls behind 3-1.
Really nice play that time by Jax Groshans. That's a fastball that's backhanded in the dirt. People don't realize how difficult that is, but a fine play by Groshans to keep the runner at second.
As good as Oceanbine has been this summer, he has issued 11 walks in just over 20 innings pitched. The right-hander comes set at the chest. Rocks and fires, 3-1, runner going. Fastball fouled back to the screen. And the count now full at 3-2.
Now here you go, Aaron Oceanbine. Full count 2 away. You got to deliver your best pitch of the night right here. Get your offense back in the dugout and give them a chance to try to tie this thing up or win it in the bottom half.
Beasley ran off on the last pitch. We'll see if he goes again with the Red Sox leading the Firebirds 2-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Oceanbine stares in for his sign. Now steps off the rubber. Daschbach, the right-handed hitting first baseman, trying to pick up another insurance run for the Red Sox. Oceanbine shakes off the sign from Groshans. Now comes set. Rocks and fires. Payoff pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Ring 'em up, strike three. Aaron Oceanbine paints the heater on the outside edge and strikes out the side here in the top of the ninth inning. One final chance for the Orleans Firebirds. It'll be the heart of their lineup. Spencer Steer, Logan Wyatt, and Jax Groshun's going to try and tie this game up with the Red Sox leading the Firebirds 2-0 here on OFBN. YD 2, Orleans nothing. As we head to the home half of the ninth here at Aldridge Park, one final chance for the Firebirds. They're heart of their lineup coming up. Spencer Steer will lead things off against his Oregon teammate, Ryan Nelson, the closer for the YD Red Sox. Righty on righty matchup. Nelson making his 13th appearance of the summer, already with 5 saves, owning a 2.81 ERA. Steer, the second baseman for the Ducks. 0 for 3 tonight with 3 weekly hit balls in the infield. But if there's anyone who can get the job done for Orleans this summer, it has been Spencer Steer. Time after time, the infielder has come up with crucial base hits. Just trying to get on base and give the Firebirds a chance. First pitch, fastball on the inside corner. That misses low for ball 1. Steer, the 5'11" rising junior, originally from Long Beach, California. Just trying to give Orleans a chance and reach base for the first time tonight. 1-0 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen behind home plate. The count evens at 1-1.
And I will say, even though this offense only has 2 hits on the night, this is the part of the lineup you want up in this situation. You've got Steer, Wyatt, Groshans, all 3 guys that can provide very gritty and successful ABs.
Nelson comes set at the belt. Rocks and fires, 1-1. Curveball that catches the inside corner. A gritty 12-6 breaking ball. And the right-hander jumps ahead 1-2. Orleans has yet to go yard in this ball game, saying they've done 38 times this summer. That ranks second in the CCBL. 1-2 pitch. Fastball up and away. That goes past the catcher, Kerner, and airmails all the way back to the backstop, and the count evens at 2-2. Logan Wyatt, the first baseman from Louisville, Wade Sontech, just walking to the first base dugout, trying to get a scouting report potentially from Kenyon Yovan, another Oregon Duck. Spencer Steer just trying to get on base with the Firebirds trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Nelson kicks and fires, 2-2. Breaking ball on a line down the right field line, but foul. And excuse me, swing by Steer to stay alive, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Steer just trying to give Orleans a chance in this ball game, a game that the Firebirds desperately need. trailing the Brewster Whitecaps just by 1 point with 2 more regular season games to go. 2-2 pitch. Fastball that runs well outside, and the count now full at 3-2.
And Nelson, a guy that's very successful, but also, like many closers, can struggle with command at times. Spencer Steer obviously knows this. His teammate at Oregon, he's done a good job in this AB, being very patient.
One Oregon Duck against another. Who's going to come out on top? Nelson kicks and fires. Payoff pitch. Fastball fought off by Steer over the press box behind home plate. And we'll do it again at 3-2.
Another good cut by Steer there. It looks like he's on that fastball. The worry now is whether or not Nelson goes to a nasty breaking ball that we've seen numerous times already this summer.
Steer entered the night with a team-high .315 batting average, but has yet to reach 0 for his first 3. Payoff pitch on its way. Fastball lifted up on the right side of the infield. A home run in an elevator shaft. The third baseman Quintana calling for it, and he makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down, and Nelson gets the better of Steer. So now Logan Wyatt will try and do what he's done so many times this summer, find a way to get on base. Wyatt 0 for 2, but drew a walk back in the 4th inning. There's 7 base runners tonight for the Firebirds across the first 8 innings. Wyatt, the first baseman from the University of Louisville, has reached base in 36 of 39 games. First pitch from the right-hander Nelson. Fastball that dances low and inside for ball 1. 2-0 in favor of YD, with the Firebirds down to their final 2 outs. Wyatt entered the night 4th in OBP in the CCBL, now in 1st with 28 walks, and 3rd with 9 hit by pitches. Any way he can get on will be a blessing for the Firebirds. 1-0. Fastball fouled back to the screen with Wyatt just behind that heater by a beat. And the count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. He'll reach base any way possible on any AB, but even more so right now for Orleans. None of this matters unless someone reaches base down by 2 runs.
Jax Groshans, the catcher from Kansas, waits on deck. It was Wyatt and Groshans that had a miscommunication on a ball back in the 6th inning for the Red Sox that translated into an insurance tally. How fitting would it be if both of them got on and Groshans hit it out? Wyatt digs back in, resting the bat on the shoulder. 1-1, a fastball that runs low and inside. And Nelson falls behind 2-1. It's YD 2, Orleans nothing. Best and worst teams in the East Division going at it here on a Tuesday night at Eldridge Park. Nelson, the right-hander from Oregon, comes out at the belt. 2-1 pitch. Fastball right down Broadway, and the count evens at 2-2. Gotta credit Scott Pickler for managing his bullpen tonight and has saved his closer at the very last second after shuffling 4 arms before that. Nelson and Wyatt even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander comes set. Rocks and fires, 2-2. Fastball lifted out to left field. Going out is the third baseman Quintana. Coming over is Kaz. This ball down the left field line. A tough play. And that ball just fell. No one able to make the catch. So Logan Wyatt will get another chance of life.
Very fortunate at that time for Logan. Kind of everyone here at Eldridge Park holding their breaths. Great effort by Quintana and also Cotton over there to try to make that catch, but barely out of the reach of those 2.
So Wyatt will take the long stroll back 90 feet from first base, pick up the all-tan bat, and dig back in from the left side with the Firebirds down to their final 2 outs, trailing 2-0. Long stare in from set at the belt. Kicks and fires, 2-2. Breaking ball that misses lower and inside, and the count now full at 3-2.
Would you want it any other way? Logan Wyatt working a full count. That is his go-to thing at the plate. We'll see if he can win another battle.
Jax Groshans waiting on deck. He would be the tying run if Wyatt could reach. Payoff pitch on its way. Fastball on a line, roped down the right field side. This could be extra bases. Wyatt taking the turn around second as DeLuca picks up the baseball. And into second base with a stand-up 1-out double. Who else but Logan Wyatt?
You just knew he was going to win that battle, Josh. A beautiful short stroke to the baseball and a no-doubt double down the right field line. And now some life for Eldridge Park and the Orleans Firebirds, and Jax Groshans will dig in.
Orleans will bring the tying run to the plate. Jax Groshans, the catcher from Kansas, gonna try and tie this game up. It's YD2, Orleans nothing, with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Wyatt leads off of second base after the extra base hit. Groshans a quiet night at the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Nelson comes set at the belt. First pitch to Groshans. Fastball that misses low and outside for ball 1. Again, it was Wyatt and Groshans that combined to drop what looked like a routine pop-up in foul ground. The next pitch, Adam Kerner delivered an RBI single to add to the YD tally. It's now the Red Sox 2 and the Firebirds nothing with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count evens at 1-1. Groshans, arguably the spiritual leader on this squad, if you will, the lone returner, still with Orleans. Slow clap picking up here at Eldridge Park, trying to encourage the 5-hole hitter for the Firebirds. Wyatt leads off second base, and now Groshans calls time. Orleans 2, beg your pardon, YD 2, Orleans nothing. And with 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. Nelson rocks and fires 1-1. Breaking ball and swing by Groshans at the last minute. Foul down the right field line. And the count now 1-2.
Now if you're Jax Groshans, you got to shorten your swing. Choke up on the bat. Good 2-strike hitter normally for Orleans. Just got to do the trick again for Kelly Nicholson and company.
Second base with Groshans back in from the right side. 1-2 pitch from Nelson. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Nelson blows the heater by Groshans. And there's 2 away in the bottom of the 9th. Now one last chance for Orleans. Carter Aldretti, the left fielder from Arizona State, will dig in from the right side. Orleans down to their final out. Red Sox 2, Firebirds nothing in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's Carter Aldretti, the home run derby champion, trying to give the Birds a long ball to tie this game up. Oregon Duck on an Arizona State Sun Devil. Pac-12 matchup, first pitch. Fastball that misses low and inside for ball 1. Quiet night for Carter, 0 for 3. Trying to pick up his first base hit. If the Birds can reach base here, Phil Clark, catcher from Vanderbilt, waiting on deck. He'd be the pinch hitter for Kenyon Yovan. Nelson comes set, 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball that paints the outside corner, and the count even at 1-1. We've seen Aldretti go 5 times over the fence this summer in contest. That's tied for 4th in the CCBL. Nelson comes set. Checks on wide at second. 1-1. Fastball that misses low and outside. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Aldretti not known as a home run hitter. Just had 3 long balls this summer. Beg your pardon, 3 long balls this past season at Arizona State in 53 games. Already has 5 this summer in 32 contests. Wyatt leads off second base with the Firebirds trailing 2-0. 2-1 pitch. Fastball fouled off by Carter Aldretti onto the hill on the first base side. Count evens at 2-2, and the Firebirds down to their final strike. YD 2, Orleans nothing. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Logan Wyatt leads off second base after a 1-out double. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Birds' 6-hole hitter, Carter Aldretti. Nelson, the closer for the YD Red Sox, stares in for his sign. Now comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch from the right-hander. Fastball fought off by Carter Aldretti down the right field line. And we'll do it again at 2-2.
Good swing by Carter Aldretti, a guy who up in clutch situations multiple times for the Birds this summer. He's delivered in many of those occasions, but this is definitely the biggest one yet.
Carter just trying to find a way to pick up Logan Wyatt from second base. We saw Aldretti pick up a crucial RBI double just a couple nights ago here at Eldridge Park. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit to the right side, gloved by the second baseman Waddell. He'll toss the Doshbach in time, and the ball game is over. The Firebirds able to bring the tying run to the plate, but to no avail. Orleans gets shut out here at Eldridge Park. The final 2-0 in favor of the YD Red Sox. It's YD scoring 2 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. For Orleans, no runs on 3 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher tonight, Gordon Ingerbritton, the right-hander from Pasadena Community College. And on the long side for the Firebirds, it's Levi Stout dropping to 0-3. And Ryan Nelson picks up his 6th save of the summer.
And a very tough loss for Orleans. Obviously, again, with Brewster losing, it was another opportunity for the Birds to come through. The pitching was there tonight, something that hasn't been the case in many occasions for Orleans during this losing streak. But, of course, tonight the offense was silent, and just another loss, now 6 in a row.
The Firebirds drop to 13-28-1, but stand just 1 point behind the Brewster Whitecaps for the 4th and final playoff spot in the East Division. The Red Sox continue their stranglehold atop the East, now 26-11-5, in a 2-hour and 46-minute contest seen by 2,093 fans here at Eldridge Park. And Braden, just 2 games remaining on the regular season slate for the Firebirds, in desperate need of at least 1 point to try to tie Brewster if the Whitecaps fall in their final 2.
Yep, now you're going to have to hope they lose, and you're going to have to take care of your arch rival, the Chatham Anglers, a team Orleans has had success in earlier this summer, but the problem is right now they just can't get out of their own way for Orleans. Like I said, the pitching was outstanding tonight, but it was struggles in the batter's box, and they just haven't been able to put together a complete game in what seems like a long time now.
Levi Stout, the right-hander from Lehigh who got this game going. We'll talk with our very own Eliav Gabay. As Eliav stands by with Levi, we're going to toss it to our sideline reporter here on OFBN.
Thanks, guys. Levi, it's been a tough go for you so far this season against YD until today. 5 strikeouts and 5 1/3 innings pitch, and baseball's such a mental game. So what was your mental approach going into this game knowing it hasn't been easy against this team?
Yeah, I knew this is my 3rd start against these guys, so I know they're a good hitting team, and they've got to see me 3 times now. So I was just trying to go out there, throw strikes. I know I have to have good off speed against these guys, and I think I did a good job of that tonight.
And so what specifically do you think was working for you?
Changeup was pretty good tonight. You got to have that going against these guys, or at least a good curveball. So I was able to have fastball, changeup going pretty well, and as long as you have 2 quality pitches, you can do pretty well up here. So.
And it seems like so many breaks have gone against the Firebirds this season. So how do you try and fight through those mishaps?
You just gotta stay with your approach. Every day, get after it, try your best. And that's just baseball. So we'll get them tomorrow.
We'll get them tomorrow. Back to you guys. Thanks, Levi.
Thank you.
That was Levi Stout, the right-hander from Lehigh, who got this game going for the Firebirds in one of his best starts of the summer. Went 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. 2 walks and 5 Ks, but it was the Orleans offense getting shut out tonight by the YD Red Sox. We'll have a 2-for-1 interview edition here on the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network as Adam Erickson, the right-hander from Stony Brook, will come over to the broadcast table. Keep it locked to the Orleans Firebirds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. The Firebirds fall to the Red Sox 2-0. Joining me now, the right-hander from Stony Brook, Adam Erickson. He went 2 2/3 tonight, 2 hits.
Working the fastball today, you know. I was spotting everything. It was one of those days where I throw it, I'd pick a spot and I'd throw it and it would get there. So, yeah, just working fastballs, you know, trusting my catcher. He stuck with it, mixing a slider every now and then to keep him off the fastball. But, yeah, the fastball was my pitch today.
The offense couldn't really get anything going. Is there any more pressure on you as a pitcher to toss a zero with the offense not really clicking tonight?
Yeah, you know, you try not to focus on that. I mean, my job is, you know, my job, and I trust my teammates to do what they do. You know, it's just one of those days, and you know, I have full faith in them going forward.
Just 2 games remaining in the regular season. 2 against the Chatham Anglers, the rivals, just separated by less than 10 miles with a dogfight to get into the playoffs. What's the key to jumping Brewster to make it to the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League playoffs?
I mean, I feel like we've been playing well lately. You know, just things haven't been going our way. Today was showed that, you know, we pitched pretty well. Just hitting wasn't there for us today, and that's baseball. So you know, just putting everything together. I think that's the plan going forward, and yeah, we're excited for it. Looking forward to it.
Thanks for the time, Adam. Great job tonight. The right-hander went 2 2/3, just gave up 2 hits with 4 Ks as the Firebirds fall to the Armit Dennis Red Sox 2-0 here at Eldridge Park. So that'll do it here between the Firebirds and the Red Sox. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Veterans Field between Orleans and Chatham, with the OFBN pregame show starting at 6:45. For Braden Bell, I'm Josh White, saying so long here from Eldridge Park.